Hello, husband. Can you hear me? I am in your skull, eating your thoughts.
What?
Nothing has changed.
Joke's on you, you're in there to starve.
That's true.
Help, it's a barren wasteland. I can't escape. Why?
What SCP is this? Okay. Oh!
Angry, apparently.
I'm apparently angry. Oopsie doopsie. Don't you know I'm always angry? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 6th Patreon stream, and probably the last request stream for the month. I'll probably be back working on that VTuber I'm working on next week. Is there any more weekends to the year? To the month?
Yes.
There's 2. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of weekends this month.
Yeah, so...
But these should be the very lasts of the requests. Yay!
Yeah, because then the next one will be the 29th and 30th.
Yeah, so we'll have 2 weekends. I'll probably work on the thingy, the VTuber.
Yeah.
And...
the virtual potato.
Yeah, me. Well, it's not of me.
Yeah.
And if I have the inkling, maybe I'll do more Poke Fusion requests. But first, I apparently have to draw me like this.
You judging someone's art?
I would never! Oh my god. Unless it's AI, fuck that shit.
Judging their art taste.
I judge them when they think they're not bottoms, that's about it. My head is so much fatter, though. Honestly, I should just draw this next to it.
Or is that just you and I think a pun?
Yes.
So mean to me.
That's true. I have such cartoony proportions. I can't even use references for my thing. I'm like 3 or 4 heads tall at best.
How many heads have you beheaded? Let's find out.
1 eye.
T. You could be a flying purple people eater.
No.
Aw,
I'm pink.
you're very cute.
Grab my nose.
Eh.
There you go.
Don't need a nose, add bean.
I don't think I'll change my glasses, even though I got new glasses. Because I'm not doing rainbows on every glasses I post. That's annoying. My new glasses have rainbows.
They're pretty gay. She also has a little magnet on frame for making them into sunglasses, but she is terribly proud
So I
of.
can be Melle-d and cooler Melle-d. I've been wanting to get prescription sunglasses for a really long time, though.
It's true.
Though I guess those sunglasses themselves are not prescription. I guess they're just normal sunglasses.
Yeah, they're just like a cover. It works. As long as you can see, that's what matters.
I don't know if people notice, but a lot of times my hair on here will actually jump to the other side. It's because it's a side cut that's just cut in the middle, and I just go foof and flip it. It's not on one side or the other. It's whatever direction I feel like drawing it in.
Comedic value.
Yeah. I'm an eldritch monstrosity. I can have my hair cut however I want.
Mm-hmm. As long as it's gay.
It is gay.
It's pretty gay.
Tomorrow I probably gotta look at the student loans thing. Ugh. Blech. I also gotta work on another, I have 2 commissions at the moment. The owl guy and the one that I did the entire like 3D model for.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one.
I did that mostly because it's difficult to figure out how 3 people are interacting with each other. But also I was kind of tempted to do a really weird perspective, but I eventually decided against it because it didn't show the characters enough. It was my characters, I would totally do it, but they weren't mine.
Yeah, you don't want to do a Simpsons couch gag if you don't think you can pull it off the right look.
It was The Simpsons. Just oops.
Shelf.
Because it's such a boobily angle.
Yeah, it'd be hard to do the pathetic because you wouldn't be able to see past your tits.
That is how I live my life every day.
We found our weak spot. Hides under the boobs.
I don't usually draw my boobs too obvious though, so this is kind of funny.
It is.
I do got big titties, but it's just because I'm a big lady.
And you got big titties.
I got big titties.
They're really nice.
I have my titties from my dad's side.
Because your dad's a tit?
Yeah.
Boopthetic.
I can't really think of anyone I would actively, like, insult their art or anything like that. Like, I would maybe try to give them help. If I saw something that maybe they were doing wrong that didn't, that they, only if they asked for help.
Forward-facing angle with basic lighting and no change.
That's fine, I do that too. Like,
No.
everyone does boring shit.
Remember the muscle one? You're like, I can do it this way. No, I want it this way. And you were just like...
Oh yeah, no, that wasn't pathetic. That was annoying to me because I like to draw my characters in pretty, like, I like to try fun angles and stuff like that. I like to do an angle that serves the thing, and he always wanted them exactly like this, staring straight at the camera with their muscles.
Yes. It's very specific.
Always looking like this. Hello, I have muscles. And it was so boring. It was like doing anatomy bookwork. And I didn't even mind it at first, but it was when it was like everyone was that pose, staring forward, straight at the camera.
You're beginning.
I was just so bored.
I just remember you just being like, okay.
This is how I imagine tattoo people feel.
Yeah.
I want more tattoos, but I've noticed, especially talking to the tattoo lady that did my first one, if you want someone who does really good quality, usually they design the tattoo. But if you want someone to just, like, copy a thing, usually you get, like, someone of lesser quality because they don't get to design their own tattoos yet, so you're kind of in a rock and a hard place.
Makes sense, especially because, like...
Luckily, most of mine are kind of simple.
Yeah.
I'm boring.
And a lot of people have, like, a specific art style, right? So,
Yeah.
like, if you're trying to get one outside of that realm, you're never gonna get as good.
I understand, like, them wanting to do their own thing, because I felt that same way, like, with the muscle guy. But I always feel like if I'm gonna get art on myself, I want it to at least design it myself.
Right.
I can't tattoo myself, but I can design it myself.
Yeah, because you're gonna want a specific...
Yeah, and I think for most people, I've noticed, especially with, like, the AI bullshit going around, most people don't know.
Yeah.
They can't tell the fucking difference between something that looks good and doesn't, for the most part. At least not in any, like, deep level. It has to be kind of obvious. It's the, Dunning-Kruger effect, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Then again, I'm the same way for food. You could probably put something that was super high class in front of me and something that was cheap as fuck, and I probably prefer the cheap as fuck option.
Yeah. I have that song stuck in my head. Bing, 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 bing. Rub my nose real quick.
Aw, you're a snotty baby, yeah.
How much snuffleupagus?
He can't stay up too late either. He has a bedtime. Are you gonna be able to make your bedtime? You took a nap. I was a little worried about you taking a nap with me because you gotta go to work early.
Yeah, I had a little doze and then I got up. It was fine.
You were just worried about me, weren't you?
Hey, I came in for snuggles.
This music is very accurate to this picture.
Hey.
I usually, when I draw, I'll either get game playlist or like lo-fi video game stuff or stuff like that. But I'll also get a lot of dreamcore stuff because it's fairly undistracting and it has like a weird vibe and I dig weird shit. But lately, YouTube's been suggesting me things like Traumacore.
Hey.
And I'm sad I didn't click on it because I probably would have dug it.
There was one person that I follow on Twitter, and they were like, "Man, City Pop slaps." And I'm
It
like,
does, yeah.
What the fuck is City Pop? And then I go, and I'm like, "All right, yeah, no, this just sounds like a soundtrack on Yakuza."
Yeah.
It It's like fucking disco.
Yeah, it's usually like 90s, 80s Japan. Because disco and everything came later there and kind of stuck a little longer.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, this is a very specific vibe, and I totally get it. It's not really.
It's actually vibe. Like a real big subgenre in the lost media area, because it was there was a lot of stuff being pumped out then, and not all of it was like saved.
Huh.
So it's very popular because people can like go to like, or at least they could. I don't know about now, but they could go to like Akihabara and just like find mixtapes and stuff or demo tapes in bins and not even know who the fuck wrote them or where they came from.
Given their stuff, I'm surprised they don't have just like CDs everywhere.
Japan is still fairly big on digital media or on physical media. Though they do kind of push it by doing things like buy the CDs and get handshake cards and stuff like that.
I showed you that one for that new K-pop album or whatever that's coming out. That's just them done as little Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, that was actually some good art. I was impressed by, like, that's not just someone who was like, I was a Powerpuff Girl. Like, that was someone who like studied the style and like did a decent job with it.
It was so weird.
That's not fan art level. That's not like, I know what the Powerpuff Girls look like level. That's like tier fan art level. Like,
yeah. They know what they're doing.
Obviously, this is how I feel about all of y'all. All y'all.
Just me when I make a pun. Or Beavis and Butthead.
Oh god, no. I'm sorry, it's just so ugly and stupid. The 90s were so stupid sometimes.
Okay, now where would you place Beavis and Butthead with Ren and Stimpy, like tier-wise? Is it
Ren and Stimpy, the animation was at least really interesting. Like, the caricature of it. Because, you know, fuck the guy who did it, he was very good at expressions and stuff.
Now what about Ed, Edd and Eddy?
Ed, Edd and Eddy's great. That's still great. The physics and the animation in that show, terrific.
It had goofy,
very quotable.
Physics.
Yeah. Ed, Edd and Eddy's great. Ed, Edd and Eddy is not on any tier with this.
What happened here? I'm grounded, so Mom took the stairs.
The jokes in it are like sincerely funny, and there are probably some jokes in Ren and Stimpy that are sincerely funny, but a lot of it's just like gross out and like over the top everything.
I really liked the Mom took the stairs because I'm grounded one. That actually really hit me.
Mom took the stairs because I am grounded. That's disturbing.
The staircase is just gone. The whole fucking staircase.
Honestly, I'd probably be hard pressed to find animation that I did dislike as much as like Beavis and Butthead. Which is funny because Daria came out of that, and I actually do like Daria's thick ass lines. I'm always amazed they did that before digital work. They had to draw those thick ass lines.
Yeah.
Everything in that looks like early digital animation, which I think it probably influenced it, but you could make that today and it would look no different.
Like, I keep, like, Bob's Burgers is one of those ones that keeps coming up, and I can never really get into it.
I thought it was okay. It doesn't really hit me.
Yeah.
I also don't necessarily care for the style. I don't hate it, but it does not, like, that style does not appeal to me.
Yeah. I always like, it definitely had a very distinct style, and
it kind of reminds me of As Told by Ginger style. Like, the kind of purposely somewhat ugly.
Yeah.
Like, classic chupopo, the Rugrats people, the Arrow Monster people.
True, Arrow Monsters was very...
I love Arrow Monster when I was younger, though.
That was deliberately ugly in a specific
See,
way.
that one had gross out humor, but, like, it didn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like pee and poop, it was like, ha ha ha, we're in garbage.
Eat socks. Did you ever get to
I gotta rewatch that sometime, because when I was a kid, that was my favorite show.
Did you ever get to see the one that was like the claymation one with the green creature that ate the socks and stuff like that?
I don't remember.
Oh god, I don't even remember what that one was called. That's him, Mr. Bumpy.
Oh, yeah.
Bump in the Night.
Yeah. I think I actually had a toy of him.
Like, that also had, like, gross out humor and stuff like that. But...
It's the bodily fluids I don't like in gross out humor. If it's just like garbage and ha ha ha, we are trash people, that's fine. Or even the Rugrats, like their gross out humor was usually just in dialogue. Like, oops, I made a poop or something like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, here are my boogers under my chair. That was gross. Gross out humor is just, it never was for me.
Yeah. That's honestly why I never really watched Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
That's what that was for.
That was like pseudo-adult gross out humor too. I probably wouldn't have been allowed to watch it, honestly. Like, my mom wouldn't let me watch South Park either.
Fair.
But like South Park is debatable. Like some episodes are good, but a lot of it is just like, eh.
And then Super Jail.
Super Jail's animation
It slaps. It's
oh my god, like, I didn't watch it initially because I thought it looked crappy. And I think it's supposed to on purpose.
Oh yeah.
The gross out in that can get me sometimes. It depends on the episode, but most of the violence I'm cool with. In fact, I kind of like it a little bit because, you know, I like violence. I'm a big horror bitch.
Yeah.
But, it didn't have a lot of meat to it, though. Like, it was just, haha, destroy everything.
Yeah.
Which is still fun, but I wouldn't, like, obsess over that.
It
I need a little more meat to obsess over something.
You know, it's like with Metalocalypse. It's like, there's a bit of silly and a bit of ultra-violence, and, like, at least Metalocalypse...
Metalocalypse tried to have an overarching plot and just, like, didn't give a fuck.
It had, like, honestly, I don't think it ever really finished, did it?
It never really gave a fuck about anything it did, though.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, this is cool, let's do that.
Yeah. What happens if...
Why? Who cares?
This one metal band somehow has more money than most nations.
And I have somewhat respect for that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have any disrespect for any cartoon I don't care for. You know, just because I don't care for it doesn't mean it's bad or good or anything like that. We all have taste.
Some of us just have bad taste.
I didn't know while watching this because I'm not a music person, but apparently their like strumming on their guitars and shit was like accurate to the music playing.
Oh, good.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's a lot of extra work.
Yeah.
That like 3 people would notice.
Apparently they did that in one of the Phoenix Wright games.
Huh.
Yeah, in Apollo Justice, you're basically like competing your rival prosecutor to your defense attorney. Klaus, I believe it was. He's a Northern European rock star as well. And he has a sprite animation where he goes like... One thing that's funny, it only happened to me once, but it does happen. If you make a wrong choice in Phoenix Wright, you get a punishment, like your little health bar goes down.
Right.
And if it goes down too much, you lose the thing. But at one point, usually it's the judge that do it, he's like, "Oh, Judge, may I?" And he's like, "Oh, yes." And he goes, boom, and then the little bar explodes a bit. And I was like, "Oh, that's fucking funny."
Oh, that's a sick riff. Oh,
he was hot,
pain.
too. He was very hot.
Wife defeated.
He was too young for my taste. He had an evil over brother who's close, but he's too pretty.
Well, I mean, like, if one's a rock star, of course he's gonna be pretty. It's kind of part of the gig.
He was just, yeah, but it was like I wish he was like uglier, at least when he like freaked out, but he was still kind of pretty. You know, I like my men to hurt pretty, and he just prettied.
Then there was the clown lady. Every so often, everyone.
She's not even the only clown in that series, too.
I just like that every so often, everyone remembers the clown lady.
I actually didn't play the game she was in. I'm all alone tonight.
Ironically, I've only really got, like, nerdmosis for the Phoenix Wright stuff.
I got him on Twitch, on Steam, yeah. I still think we should play them together and like stream it.
Yeah.
My eyeballs are in the pattern cute subcategory.
Of course. Adorables.
Now I should probably draw my damn glasses.
Monocle. I'm surprised you've never done it with like a bifocal, like, monocle kind of thing.
No. My glasses are the same glasses I wore in real life until a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. I'd do them clear, but I don't think that would show up as well.
Yeah.
Because my other new glasses are clear.
I think the clear frame is pretty, but I think the rainbow frame suits you best.
I think the clear one would fit some outfits.
Mm-hmm. It do.
It's always nice to have an extra pair of glasses anyway.
Oh,
And now I can accessorize.
you're an accessory. To murder.
Oops. I unlocked the layer.
I saw someone was talking like someone was posting about playing through some of the Dog and Rambo games, and I was just like, I don't think I could stomach those. They seem really like cringe.
Well, they're for one, what you call it, visual novels, more or less.
Hmm. I mean, they have some games, I think, right?
I think they're mostly visual novels. Like, I think, like, you walk around to collect evidence, like you do in Phoenix Wright sometimes.
Hmm.
But I think they're visual novels where you do the court scenes. Which is what Phoenix Wright is.
Yeah, like I'd rather just play Phoenix Wright. Did we ever watch the anime for that?
It's not good. Well, it's nothing decent. Like, it's not worth a watch if you just want to play the games.
Yeah.
Just play the games. Just play the game, get it, let's read, and watch that, honestly. Like, I got bored and stopped watching.
Fair.
And I'm a fan!
She's still big grumpy because the one that we like to watch to learn about anime of the season
Oh, yeah!
posted right before the stream started.
Just as I was about to start, and I go on YouTube to get my weird lo-fi dreamcore music, what do I see but Mother's Basement, hottest anime of the summer. Ugh.
So
I'm
she's
so
gotta
mad.
wait 2-ish hours before she can watch the video.
I'm so upset. Mother's Basement is what I use to find anime I didn't know to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Though sometimes he misses ones I liked.
Yeah.
He didn't do My Clueless Best Friend as a one to watch, and he didn't. I don't know if he did The Sacrificial Princess, both of which were ones I really enjoyed last season.
What was the one you liked? You liked the Maid Wars, and then like right after you watched and saw that he talked about Maid Wars being good, you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, he put Maid Wars as both the most trash and the second best anime of the season.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Because it was a good anime.
It only got beat out by Chainsaw Man, which is understandable.
Yep. Fair. The Chainsaw Man didn't have a panda. A murder panda.
It's got a penguin. Not in the anime yet, but
Aw,
there's a penguin in it.
fun.
Also, apparently goes to hell to have a vacation.
Yeah, I keep seeing about that. I'm like, that sounds like fun. That just sounds like retail work.
No, honey, that's sorry we're open.
Yes, which I keep seeing the one thing recommended because
I'm sorry, I gave it a nice review because it's a little indie horror game, and I feel it needs more appreciation.
recommended by your friend Melle-d. Yeah,
Yes.
I bet.
Rude. I'm just trying to support tiny indie games, okay? They
are.
need all the support they can get. You should all go review your favorite indie games.
Yeah.
Give them some love.
Let them know they did a good
Also,
job.
befriend me on Steam. I don't have a lot of friends on Steam. I could use more friends.
Yeah.
I'm just Melle-d. I'm Melle-d on everything.
Hey, true.
I'm so glad you came up with that name because it's not taken anywhere. It's really great.
I was a little like when
I'm also Melle-d on Discord.
Yeah, when Discord decided to do that little thing.
Yeah, that's right. I should probably change my Discord info.
Yeah.
And I know exactly how to do that. Check this out. I'm just gonna move this one over the numbers.
That'll do. Like, that was the thing with when a Discord did its thing. I was like, oh man, somebody's gonna like squat on cream and sugar or something so that I won't be able to get it. And I was just like, meh. And then I got it and I was like, yeah.
I'm surprised no one had cream and sugar.
Yeah, right? That's what I was worried about. I figured Melle-d would be like enough to not worry about, but I don't know, it's just so stupid to change the way, like, yeah, let's just get rid of the unique identifiers that make it so you know exactly who you're messaging. That won't be dumb.
Everyone's just gonna have to put numbers behind their names anyway, like it's AOL Instant Messenger all over again.
Right. It was just like, this is such a dipshit decision. Why? It's like, you're gonna have to completely change up your fucking database for this now. So
I'm gonna have to change it on my commission info, but I'm already working on a new sheet anyway. I didn't want to this weekend. I wanted to work on the Sans Charm, or maybe my Space Lesbians ones, or the Yokai Girl I just finished the sketch for. But no, I have to work on a new commission sheet because of Twitter. Ugh. Fucking hate it.
If Elon Musk would stop trying to burst himself into flames for 5 minutes.
I would rather have an option where verified people cannot talk to me.
Right. Like, oh, blue check, be gone.
Be gone, slut.
Like, some of that's just like the stupidest shit.
Where's a good picture of Bard? That's a good one.
And like now, some people have been trying to be like, oh look, see, I get paid big money for people that—
oh yeah, it's all the worst people, you know?
And it's just like, okay, cool, so a blue check promoted on your thing means just don't look at that. Just you don't see it, you don't care about it, don't interact with it, it's not a dunk, it gets them money. Shut up and leave. And it's like, okay, guess I'm out.
And I just reached over 6,000 followers. This always fucking happens when it was just like with Tumblr when I was about to reach 800. I'm about to reach 9,000 on my other blog.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not posting any not safe for work at all anyway. I gotta do Bard's doofy ass, D20 ass. Stop staring at me with them big old eyes.
You just want to rattle him head like a magic 8-ball and
yes.
You know it. Signs point to 6.
I should just draw that.
One guy that I follow on Twitter was showing more, he just finished working on a little pixel VTuber again. Because that's what he does, is like little Game Boy Advance looking things. They're really fucking cute.
I don't think that person that I wanted to get the Nintendo 64 looking VTuber on does the commissions anymore, which is fine.
That's a bummer.
I'll live.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll find someone else I like who will do it. Who knows?
Yeah, because
plus I'd have to rig everything up. That's annoying. Not the rigging. I'd get someone else to do that, but I'd have to like, set everything up.
Yeah, the one that I follow, like, they do really good little pixel art ones.
I'd probably do more streaming with that, though. I have to get my own channel. Leave your ass behind.
But you're the cream and sugar.
I am not. I am my own bitch.
Because you're creamy and sweet.
I ain't nothing.
You're cute is what you are.
Oh, God.
Right.
I have an object for this.
Objection.
Here we go. Yep. That's what I wanted.
Yep.
I've actually gotten fairly decent at fucking with the objects in here.
Evangelion looking head ass.
Perfect. I'm good at art, look at me.
You are? I'm glad you did.
The shadows there.
You were having fun with that 1-3 character one, because you're like, why is the fucking couch so far back?
Yeah, it like came in so far back, I don't know why.
It's just weirdly zoomed
I don't
out.
think I have the 3D model on that anymore. Let me check real quick. Because that's safe for work.
Naked vector line.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, this is the couch. I modeled all of this so I could get all these mofos on this couch. Gosh, it was a pain. All by hand.
No. No, see, you're doing digital art. That means you just push the win button and the art comes out.
I wish you did that. That's how it worked.
That really, like, the people...
That's AI.
The people that champion and push for the AI stuff are the people that legitimately think that. Like, that is how they think digital art works. And that's why they don't think it's art, because, like, physical art, you have to physically move your body. I
have to physically move my body now. I have to wear compression gloves because my hands hurt. Because I draw so damn much.
Just look at people on the way by. Oh, compression glove. That might be an artist.
I even had someone say, like, look at you all stylish with your one glove. And I was like, it's a compression glove. My hand hurts.
I'm in pain.
I'm in horrible pain. No, actually, I've gotten it pretty under control. I haven't had to take a day off for it for a while because I've been wearing my glove like a good girl.
Mm-hmm. You get headbands.
Yeah.
Pit.
Having trouble there, sweetie?
A little bit. I misjudged the distance.
It's because of your new glasses.
Mm-hmm. Everybody likes my blue frames. They either look cool and neat on my face.
I think you look cool.
That's really the only opinion that I care about.
So many of these playlists have Deltarune music on it.
Well, because you can't get copyright striked for it, and it is pretty weird music.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree that Delta Tail, Undertale and Deltarune.
I like that Delta Tail.
Yeah, Delta Tail's got some really good fucking music. Most of it's weird.
I think it's interesting that, like, because I don't know music, so I'm just like, oh, the plinky plink go good in my ears. And then music people are like, how the fuck does he do that?
Yeah. Actual music people, ill fucking legal, bad dog. How do you do that?
And I was like, oh, I thought it was just a good planky plank. Is it hard?
Illegal doggo goes to Kool-Aid.
Then again, I get art shit like that all the time. Music, to me, is what art is to normal people. Like, oh, I like that. I don't know why. I don't know what went into making it, but I like it.
Color pretty.
I sound so mean.
Unga cake.
But I sound the exact same way about music. I like this music. Why? I don't know. The planky plank do good.
Yeah, that existential dread really hit fucking good. It's the sound of, like, pipes scraping in the background.
Yeah!
Fucking Silent Hill ass music.
I'm sorry, horror music people have their tastes entirely fucked up by everything.
There's exactly 2 instruments that all of them use. One is the fucking violin, and one is that little circle of little pegs that you run a stick around, and it makes all kinds of weird skirling noises. Which is a very specific-ass instrument now that I think about it. That's like 2 people.
The water violin?
Yeah. You know, the one that makes like that little... like that kind of like weird skirly noises?
Scary music.
Yeah. It's basically scary music 101.
That thing is cool.
It is. It's legitimately cool.
It looks just like it was made from garbage.
And
I love
like
it.
It sounds.
It does look like it sounds.
When you hear the sound and you see the instrument that makes that sound, you're like, yeah, alright, that seems right. It's like, what the fuck? Illegal.
This song is in one of my other playlists and I dig it. This is a new playlist. I should look it up sometime. Actually, it might show on the thing. Oh, it's daycare themed Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. It's good! I like it.
Oh no, you're gonna become a FNAF fan.
I am not. I don't even know if I'll see the movie.
I mean, yeah, we're gonna.
I mean, I probably will, because it probably won't be ass balls deep into the fucking lore like everything is these days.
Yeah.
I would probably go give it a C.
I think we will. Like, it should just be good.
All the people who like Five Nights at Freddy's are totally gonna hate it, because it's not gonna be made for them, I bet.
Of course, it's gonna be made for normal people, and like...
It's gonna be made, yeah, for normies.
People who watch Markiplier.
It's the same with the Cuphead show, like... People are like, where's the deep lore? It's like, what fucking lore?
It's fucking Cuphead, bro.
Cuphead!
This is made for people that play video games and people that like old cartoons, in that order.
I did really appreciate that it was very obviously done by animation nerds.
Yeah,
that was very cool. I did like that.
I did like watching Cuphead a lot with
Oh
you.
yeah, God, it was so much fun. I was having a blast. And I got to show you old cartoon shit.
Mm-hmm. Like, some of the stuff, like, I kind of picked up as like, oh, that seems like that's an old cartoony kind of thing, but I didn't know what it was, but I knew it was a thing. And you were just, like, so happy to show me. Or, like, the ones where it had, like, the physical model with the cartoons moving in front of it.
Yeah, some of those old techniques are so fascinating, because, like, there's a Twitch channel that I need to watch again that just shows, like, old cartoons 24/7, because none of them have any copyright, because they're just so damn old.
Yeah.
And I love watching them and trying to figure out, like, at what point in tech they were at. It's like, does this use cells? Because some of the earliest stuff was just, like, carbon copy onto new paper and traced over and over again, instead of using, like, animation cells. And it's just, like, it's fun to see, like, what they decide is on a cell, what isn't. And some of it's so low quality you can't even tell because it's just so old.
Scrunkled.
It's old. We're lucky it survived.
Yeah, true.
The way that they're fixing the Fleischer cartoons on that one group, like, they're talking about how when they get the stuff, there's like 5 or 6 different shows on it. And like some of them are not like complete on there because they just used whatever extra film they had lying around. Like, no one cared to preserve this crap.
Yeah, because they assumed
Not
it
a
wouldn't
single
matter.
person, yeah. These are just little cartoon shorts. No one cared about that. They were just filler. And they weren't even the fancy cartoon ones over at Disney.
Yeah, nowadays too, that like cartoons are for children, so like there's even less preservation of stuff.
The cartoons back then were less like cartoons are for children and more like cartoons are the funnies that like distract you before the movie shows, which movies were lowbrow considered back then too. So you can imagine like cartoons were the lower of the lowbrow.
Yeah, it's like
this was just vaudeville that you could play over and over again.
It's filler during a Marvel movie.
It's like those commercials before the movie. That's what they basically felt like. They were in there to fill space. People would still go to see them. They had advertisements and they had their fans.
It's kind of like right now, I'm wondering what we're going to have as like the next big thing, because like superhero movies have so thoroughly burned themselves out that like a lot of these places are scrambling to try and figure out what to do instead. Like,
I imagine Spider-Verse kind of hurt that though. They're like, oh, well, see, it obviously still works. Look how much Spider-Verse made. Not knowing that Spider-Verse made it because it wasn't like those Marvel movies. Yeah.
I mean, it's the same
Superheroes are just so profitable. Like, even if a movie Saw did really good, but you can't sell a bunch of children's toys of Saw. So it's not as profitable as a big movie that the parents will go see, you know, the children will buy toys of.
So many of these
people on the internet will make articles about.
Like, so many of these big, like, Marvel or DC action-y movies recently have just been, like, titanic flops. Like, just massive level flops. And so, like, I mean, just like we talked about the other day, there is still tons and tons of merch for the new Buzz Lightyear movie that no one bought. No one's buying. They're still there.
No one bought a bunch of the new Marvel stuff either. Like, what was that one where it's like a Chinese group that was in a Marvel movie or a Marvel miniseries?
Oh, what, the Immortals or whatever?
That one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, no one cared.
God, that one.
Those were just sitting there forever.
Like, we still have some of the Legos and stuff left.
Yeah, because no one wants it.
Yeah, because it was like... Because that was like a side thing of a side thing in comics. So, like, who was that even for? Like, Ant-Man? Like, the Ant-Man stuff?
Ant-Man was when I checked out of Marvel movies.
Yeah, well, you know, Quantumania did just dire. Like, they lost so much money on it.
As soon as Ant-Man came out, and I remember it being you, but no offense to you. So, like, someone said to me, is like, well, we kind of gotta see it so we know what's going on. The next thing is like, no.
Yeah.
I draw the line at Ant-Man. Fuck that noise. I'm not seeing a movie I don't want to see, so I know what's gonna happen in a movie I do want to see.
Yep.
So guess what? I'm not seeing anymore.
And that's what they do. Like, everything has to be tied into each other because we gotta have the cinematic universe. Or in the case of the Flash movie, none of this matters because the whole point of doing the Flash movie is so we can have a giant fucking reset, so everything in here is getting thrown out. But we're gonna stake the entire reputation of the studio and, you know, do heinous things like AI people into the movie, just for a literal throwaway that they lost huge quantities of money on.
What I don't get is, like, someone was talking about, like, you gotta do these guys in the Marvel Universe so you can do this. I was like, why don't you just rewrite it? Who cares?
I mean, they have...
The comic book people do, but why? Like, you could just pull out some bullshit or something. You don't gotta.
They've been rewriting a lot, because at the start, at least for a long while there, they didn't have access to some of the stuff that they needed. They didn't have access to the mutants. They couldn't have, not even just X-Men, they couldn't have mutants, the concept.
But they don't need to do Flashpoint to reset the universe. You just make another Batman movie. No one cares.
Right.
No one fucking cares.
And that's the thing is, like...
I know what Flashpoint is. Joe and Jane, nobody don't know what Flashpoint is. They don't read comics. They don't care.
Yeah, they wouldn't care at all. And so...
They don't watch Linkara.
Yeah, and so, like, that's such a goofy-ass thing, because that's a very specific thing for a very specific outcome.
It just feels like they're doing it so nerds won't whine? And, like, who cares?
Yeah, like, they already have, like, another Joker movie planned and all this other shit, because, like, they keep going, like, yeah, we want to do a continuous thing, but we also want to have, like, our fourth Batman movie, the third Joker movie, and da-da-da, and none of them are the same, so why bother? And that's why they brought over James Gunn, is, like, they want to have a single person telling everybody to keep their shit together.
Meanwhile, Birds of Prey did great, and they didn't do anything else with that.
Nope.
I guess they made the other Suicide Squad, but Birds of Prey was better.
Yeah.
It's like, you just get Ivy up in there, do some lesbian shit, who cares?
Yup. So, like, you know, again, really the thing that's been keeping them afloat has been the animation stuff, which is bizarre.
Well, now they're doing that isekai with Harley, which I was mildly interested in until Joker showed up, and I was like, nah.
It might be a bait and switch, because remember what happened with some of the other stuff where they're like, oh yeah, nobody likes Joker, and just didn't have him for most of the movie.
I mean, it is hard. It is like Birds of Prey. No, it's Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
But Joker isn't in Suicide Squad.
Exactly. So
Period.
it might just very well be a bait and switch.
I would like that. I'll wait and see if it is.
Yeah, we'll see what they cover.
No one likes Joker anymore. At least not, like, the only people who really do are people who like the good versions of Joker.
Yeah.
Which they're not doing anymore. Or a bunch of fucking neckbeards.
Yeah, the Joker on the staircase people.
Yeah. So who cares?
Like, it just, like I said, that's why they bring me and James Gunn, is they're like, look, we want to have a centralized thing because Marvel makes infinite money and we want to make infinite money. And he's like, okay, fine, but, like, that requires having creative control and not doing 8 different things all at once, or trying to have a movie where you introduce 6 different characters, none of whom have had their own separate thing before, so nobody in the audience knows who they are. Like, when you do the big DC thing with Superman and Batman, but you also have in, like, Cyborg, okay, cool. Some comic people are gonna know who Cyborg is.
The people who watch Teen Titans know who he is, but they don't know him comic-wise.
And nobody else going to those things, like the people that go to the Batman movies, are gonna know who the hell Cyborg is. And they're gonna go, who's this guy and why do I care? Because you have given him no time, no introduction, and no in to the rest of the things, so it was just a waste of time.
They're basically that, like, black character token be upon ye and yeeted him at the audience.
Really?
Which is not what, you know, black superheroes do. Why don't they do Static Shock?
Oh,
Why
yeah.
don't they do Black Lightning?
Because
I love Static Shock growing up, but they'd probably fuck it up.
I can guarantee you they would.
They'd fuck that shit up.
I just
Never mind, I don't want it.
Just like why you know they'll never do Batman Beyond, because no one wants that. They wouldn't possibly do it well.
Batman Beyond wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Batman the Anime Series is the best show ever.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you're comparing it to that, but that's unfair to everybody.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, dear, but that one was really fucking good. That's
It
kind
was
of
really
unfair to
fucking
everyone.
good. It's the best Batman series ever, in my opinion, and nothing's gotten better than it. Maybe some of the comics, but most of them were from that period anyway.
Like, that's the objectively correct Batman. We'll give you points for Batman Brave and the Bold and Lego Batman.
Brave and the Bold was actually pretty good. Like, it had some cute shit in it.
Like, that was apparently very solid. Like, it was a bit of a younger audience one, but that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, it was aimed
Younger
at
audiences deserve a Batman too. Everyone gets so pissy about that, but no, like, kids deserve a Batman, give them a Batman.
They deserve a Batman, they deserve a well-written one. Like, just because you're not gonna have, like, murder and some of the, like, harder subjects from the comics and stuff, doesn't mean they don't deserve something good.
I mean, that's Batman's origin, is, you know, the silly stuff. Like, you should, you know, it's part of who he is, and if you don't want that at all, you're not a real Batman fan. Like, Batman's been around for fucking decades. Like, he can be whatever he wants, pretty much.
No guns, that's an alternate universe. Although the Cowboy Batman is pretty funny. See, why don't they just do a Batverse? You know, Spider-Verse did good.
You know, they do have that Batman Incorporated. They could do that. That would be a fun miniseries.
I want Batverse so we could have Batmite and Cowboy Batman. And
Batmite exists in Batman's universe, so he might be the instigator of it.
And Zura, because that one's colorful. And Adam West Batman, because that one's the best.
You know, that would actually be pretty good.
Yeah, right?
I would be into that, yeah.
You could have Batmite causing problems, like you do.
I would totally be into that.
Like, you could absolutely do it just completely ridiculous, too. Because, like, I mean, like I said, case in point, Cowboy Batman, a Batman with a gun. And what's this thing? It's like, well, that would seem silly if it was a regular gun, but it's Batman, so he's got, like, the heart of a neutron star as a bullet. So, like, you could do a lot with that. You know, just like you could do with Spider-Man.
I'm surprised they haven't tried that.
Yeah.
Like with Batman. Like, that would work really good with Batman. Because I guess because there's not a comic about it. And they can't come up with their own ideas.
That requires writers, and they're on strike.
True.
That's gonna be such a thing for like, the ripples of the writer's strike and the actor's strike is gonna cause stuff.
Everybody's strike.
People,
I support any and all strikes.
People have been posting like your MySpace baby going more as more strike stuff happens.
Dude, what's funny is the people who complain about it. It's like, why would you complain about it? Like the people who run the film festivals and stuff like that. It's like, we don't have any films. It's like, yeah.
Oh, well.
Gee. Oh, we're mad because the people who make the thing we like don't want to do it because they're getting treated poorly and not paid correctly. Ugh. Why don't you just shut up and make the... Shut the fuck up.
There was a thing that was talking about, like, every time you mention the studio head's name, you should mention their yearly pay.
Yeah.
Like, so-and-so, $247 million a year, doesn't want to pay his writers.
That's how it be, though. Dicebart is so dark. It's so hard to make his shit. His palette is just so dark.
It really is. Every time you like having to sit
it's honestly like it makes it really difficult. Maybe I should talk to him about like softening it up a bit.
I mean, it is a bit of a challenge for you. Like, you do definitely have to work way harder.
It's all really, really dark colors.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he wants it that way so the eyes stand out, but
Possibly.
It makes it difficult to do like line art unless you color it.
I mean, it may just be like the
I'm just gonna give it a quick wash. Make it a little lighter. Maybe with some light purple.
I mean, I understand the aesthetic, because, like, if you have, like, dark elves and stuff, they are, like, specifically because they live underground in the dark and all that. Like, that is a very difficult color palette to go with.
I'll take it out of the eyeballs, though. There we go. It looks much nicer.
Mm-hmm. I lined it up good.
I guess gotta put the text around it.
Hey. I am not looking respectfully.
I'm looking disrespectfully.
Yeah.
But because of it, like, if you look at it in, like, the mini thing, like, the black of the eyes just blends into the rest of it.
Mm-hmm. That's very tricky coloring.
I hate to be like, that is, like, critical, like, this is not a good picture. Like, no, it's just... I think my skill set is not up for it.
Well, I mean...
Or it could be just, like... I don't want to say poor color choices, but probably not the best color choices that could have been made.
I would just say it's like, this is very challenging to do with this palette. Because it's so dark, it's hard to do lighting well. Without it being, like, blending into a lot of other things. There's catches that, like, it is objectively hard to do. Sometimes you gotta do word choice a very specific way so that it's not, like, coming across as insulting or mean.
Yeah, I don't mean it mean ways. And it's probably the colors he had to work with at the time.
Or just colors he likes. You've seen the flashbangs I create when doing some of my stuff. My walking war crimes on a warframe.
Yeah. But yours are like neon colors.
I mean, if it gave me a better palette with dark colors, maybe I would pick more dark colors, but they give lots of really good lambic colors, so I'm gonna work with that. Like, one year they gave us just, like, the most saturated-ass colors for St. Patrick's Day.
It doesn't even need to be necessarily, like, brighter colors, but it could maybe just be paler colors.
Like
so that could differentiate between the skin and the hair. And they're also all, like, cool colors altogether, more or less.
Yeah, there's a lot of purple and purple adjacent.
I hope this doesn't sound mean.
Yeah. Like, that's a legitimate thing to discuss with people, because, like, obviously not everybody's an art person. So, you don't have the art experience or the art thought process. You want to make your character. That's what you do.
I'm bad at making characters.
You say that.
I'm extremely bad at naming characters.
That's fair. Everybody does struggle.
I don't name half of the characters I have. Like, I kind of prefer them with not names, which sounds dumb, but I kind of like just characters that don't have names.
Yeah, naming is a struggle.
But then everyone wants to, like, call them something. I was like, no, it's don't got names. They're just like the boy, or the succubus, or the demon, Why do they need a name?
Fun.
I only give them a name if they have like a title, honestly.
But like,
I don't know, maybe I'm just weird.
well, like, you didn't do a whole lot of RPing for a long time. And that's...
I did a little bit when I was younger with Sonic stuff.
Yeah. But see, you had like a lot of set names, like a lot of RPers who have, you know, been RPing for a long, long time, like, that's a big deal, creating the name to anchor.
Maybe it's because I'm cis.
Maybe it's because you can draw out the things instead of having to have an anchor point with your thoughts.
Yeah.
And that's, like I said...
I'm definitely more visual than I am writing-wise, so that's probably it. I think about the visual stuff.
Yeah,
it was like the I can't hold these meme.
Yeah. Whereas with, like, if you're RPing and stuff like that, part of what you're doing is you have the name and you tie all the qualities to.
Yeah, I think art first. And the art obviously reflects the personality and all that stuff, but, like, I think, you know, I don't want to think I think look first, but the look and the personality kind of build together.
Yeah.
Names are last.
Yeah, well, because like I said, because in your case, you can create the image that has a lot of the... that will generate the words by looking at it, as opposed to the opposite way. Which is a very, like, that's an interesting thing to look at, the difference between, like, the two forms of creating.
I wonder if D&D people think of names first.
Absolutely.
Maybe not first, but...
I mean, like, you're gonna think of, like, the characteristics and stuff, like some of the description and things like that, and some of the history and backstory, because that'll really shape the character.
A lot of my characters are also, like, when I was doing that one story that I never went in with because I thought it'd be too much work for something people wouldn't care about. The girl in it was just like the Bride of the Mountain, so she didn't have a name. And the boy was just like the page or ward of the priest. Right. So he also was just kind of called Boy and stuff. So I was just going to make their names like bride and groom.
Yeah. Because you're going more for like an archetype.
Yeah. Which is usually what I go for anyway. Like, they have personalities and stuff, but names are so, like... they're so tied to society, I feel like it. And a lot of my characters are monstrous in some way.
Yeah.
So, like, the vampire and the Baphomet I made, they had names because they were both in high society. Whereas, a lot of the other characters didn't have names because they didn't really matter.
Well, also it makes them feel more other if they don't even have a name.
Yeah.
But like I said, like, that's all really interesting stuff to look at and think about, like, because that really comes about from a difference in, like, a thought process on how you put together the thing.
I don't think you thought about the name of your character when you did it in D&D.
What, Bones McGee?
Yeah. Oh, that's not a lot of thought. You just wanted the stupidest skeleton name.
I mean, like, a lot of stuff developed from calling it Bones McGee.
I always hate naming characters. That's, like, the worst part.
It's hard. Yeah.
Maybe it's because I put so much importance on names? I don't know.
Names have power.
Dang, I just got nobody tonight.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the people that would watch us are still in other streams right now.
I'm sorry, everybody. I didn't mean to be in a bad stream time. I keep trying to change it to get into a good stream time for everybody, but it never matches up.
Everyone's always going to stream at some point, so you might as well just do it when you're doing it and have fun with it. Go back.
I don't really like streaming when there's nobody there. I feel kind of pathetic.
Well, just like, we have lurkers. It's not necessarily that there's no one there. It's just like, people, you know, always talk. That's fine.
I know.
That's not like a judgment on you. That's not a value judgment, and so you shouldn't associate it as one. You are judging yourself.
You're right. I'm sorry.
That's why, like, you can't look at a lot of things that way when there is no, like, actual component of that. Like, that's putting associations or thoughts that don't exist. And
You don't exist.
you can't argue with that if it's not real, but you also can't correct something that doesn't exist. So all you end up doing is just hurting yourself.
Boobs.
So don't do that. Yes, boobs. Need bigger boobs, hold more dragon.
I don't know, she always says she likes the way I do boobs because I'm doing big anime titties.
Yeah. Remember we were talking about, like, you just see all, like, everybody's got the same size honkin' rack, no matter what the character looks like.
The size is big, bigger, and Jesus Christ.
Like, and the character will be just completely different from that, and then it's just like, but what if I gave the character huge knockers? And it's like, then you're boring.
Do they need huge knockers?
Like,
I wouldn't even care, it's just that it's default.
yeah.
It's default that everyone has huge knockers.
And like, I see it so often that, like, it'll be a character who's, like, one of the specific traits is them always feeling bad about their small titties. And then the first thing I see is somebody give them, like, F cups. And it's like, bruh. Show us you're a fake fan. Like, it's annoying more than anything.
I don't even necessarily like the fact that anyone with small titties has to, like, they always got put in a thing, especially like in anime, but just in people's stuff, it's like, oh, I feel so self-conscious about my small titties. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Kenny? Princess Kenny, no.
I loved Princess Kenny.
It's true. Oh man, off stream I saw this like fucking hysterical thing of a cute trans chick doing a Yu-Gi-Oh skit with themselves.
The blue eyes white drag queen.
It was like, it's over, Yugi. I, trans woman Kaiba, have defeated you. And it's like, that's what you would think. And it's like, but I've actually activated my trap card. And Kaiba's like, oh, we don't use that word anymore. And then they do like a perfect Joey Wheeler voice going, yeah, Yugi, you should apologize for that. And they just go back and forth doing like 5 different voices. It's just like, Yugi boy, are you going to let your other half say such terrible things?
Look, he's a few thousand years old. He's not up on the current lingo.
This was so good.
You know, there should be a meme where you draw dragon characters as drag queens. That would be fun.
I think a lot of the ones...
Melissa!
I was gonna say, a lot of the ones from Melissa would actually really like that.
Yeah! Melissa! Melissa! Give me dragons, I'll draw them as a drag queen. That would actually be really fun, because I'd get to work on makeup. Makeup and fashion design, it'd be fun to look up the designs.
I know, like, at least for Mel, that's the
Oh wait, I'm sorry, that's just Monster Hunter.
But like, Bromel's the silver one, and the blue Azure Dragon one would probably think that's fucking hysterical. Well, Monster Hunter is fun. You can be whatever you want to be.
Your character usually looks like a drag queen. Full beard and everything.
Look, they give me the tools and then they walk away and whatever happens, happens. And I appreciate it, Capcom.
Thank you, Daddy Capcom.
They have objectively given more toys with every version. It's really funny too, because like, it's Capcom Japan. And Capcom Japan has been like, just objectively adding more toys to the character creator with every version. And they won't care. The only thing that gender means is what your armor's going to look like. That's it. Like, and some of the armor ones are objectively better for one gender or the other, which that's a bit of a bummer because some of them suck ass for the wrong gender. But like, there was one thing where it was, what was it? It was the Celtis armor. And that was like the bug one. and the boys got a Gundam looking one. And it was like, yo, that actually looks really cool, man. And the girls got it was a really nice armor. It did look good. But the guys got a Gundam. And I'm like, meh.
You know women don't like Gundam.
Which of Mercury would like
the
to know
series
the
that
location?
was literally saved by women.
On more than one occasion now.
On one occasion.
Literally from the guy himself. What we thought we would do is lean into what saved Gundam originally, the women.
You should.
Witch of Mercury, the best that Gundam has ever done.
Go Gundam.
Literally making so much money, it's up there with fucking Chainsaw Man.
Well, Chainsaw Man didn't do that good.
Oof. It's up there with Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm.
It has made so much money. Oh, I heard a fucking dire statistic the other day, too.
Oh god, what?
Okay, so with the new Final Fantasy 16, that arguably did very well. Adding Final Fantasy 16 now makes it so that the combination of every Final Fantasy game, period, has made as much money as Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Everyone's like, when's GTA 6? It's
Stop giving them money.
when they stop making stupid amounts of money, forever money, off of the game that they made 10 years ago.
Why would you make a new game?
Yeah, why bother? And while GTA RP did arguably breathe life into it and drastically expand the longevity of Grand Theft Auto, it has still.
Don't you follow a
fortunes.
a streamer who does that?
Yeah. That's what she does. She does Grand Theft Auto RP, and that's literally all she does, and that's her full-time job, is just streaming that. So,
I imagine that takes a lot of, improv skills.
Oh, yeah. And there are very clear differences in, the skill and quality of some of those folks compared to others. So,
I'm sure some of them are having fun, though.
I mean, they're all having fun,
Yeah.
but, some of them are just objectively better story writers or things like that. Some of them are just there and popular because they're assholes.
D&D requires a lot of improv. I was mad at that. I was like, oh, shit,
Alright, so why do you want to do this? I don't know.
The movements and, the actions were fine, but the actual, character interactions, I'm bad at dialogue!
Congrats, choose all dialogue options for yourself.
I'm really bad at writing dialogue in general. I'm just bad at writing. I don't wanna...
I've done it for years.
Well, fine, you can do the dialogue for that one game I want to do.
I'm an old RPer. I've been around for a long time. Back in my day, they had wolf RPs. When you use the word orbs to refer to eyes and not titties.
Like that game I wanted to work on. I had basic concept and personality and art design for every character and a basic plot I kind of wanted them to follow, but names and dialogue,
Yeah.
no.
Hard work? That's hard work to do that.
Though one of them literally couldn't communicate verbally, so because he was a plant.
Plants can scream.
Yeah, but not how humans hear them. And you were the last human. That was the whole point. You were the last human alive. And you can either... Well, that's the thing, you would die in each situation. You'd die younger than you would have died otherwise, but if you go with nobody and just live a full life, you die and humanity dies with you because you never interacted with any of the strange creatures that are on Earth, so humanity is entirely forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
But if you interact with people, humanity will be remembered somewhat, in whatever way you decide to do through dialogue options.
Furries. And we remembered through furries.
I don't think I had any explicit furry. I did want to do a bug. because I would use that to explore individualism.
Yeah.
Because it was going to be like a combo cockroach ant.
Yeah, so you could have
exploring human individualism, like dressing and all that stuff. It's like, is that good? Is that bad? What defines individualism? Does individualism negate interacting with, like, caring about other people? That sort of stuff.
I'm wearing the charm you gave me. I was attacked by the others.
Well, it's gonna have her, like, maybe lost for the rest of the colony. Like those ants that go in a circle. You'd probably find her dead amongst all the other ants. Like, all the other ants are dead.
Or she could be a scout.
That too, yeah.
Especially the bee, because they fly out and they dance.
Yeah.
You could meet her when you found, like, a working, like, little Bluetooth speaker. Start playing some music, and it comes down and look at you.
One would probably be music themed. I definitely had one that was art themed.
Well, if you do it like a bee mix, like, creature.
But I don't really, like, know music, so that one wasn't high up on my list.
Well, it'd be like, you know, since bees communicate through dancing, right? It would have to be something that had, like, a good rhythm or, like, a good bass beat. Like, something that makes you want to move your body.
Well, the bugs, I definitely wanted to explore more, like, what it means to be an individual, because they're all supposed to explore something related to humans.
Right.
Like, the human weeb was, you know, human culture and stuff like that. The orc that was a plant that couldn't talk was supposed to be, like, not only art, but communication. So maybe that one could also include music.
Communication? Music is supposed to be a dialogue from someone who's not there.
There was a ghost that was supposed to be about, you know, history and stuff like that. What is valuable? What should you keep? What should you leave? I was thinking a zombie would be like, what's more important in life is enjoying yourself, or, you know, having some level of responsibility, having a here for a good time and not a long time, or otherwise, that sort of stuff.
You mean being an adult?
It was also like, because the zombie would have had trauma. It would also be like, you know, is it okay to deal with reality when reality has a lot of trauma to it, stuff like that.
Is it okay to just survive?
Yeah. One thing I did like was the ghost I did as a skull and a rib cage and maybe a few other bones. But it was like floating in basically like slime with soap. Like his head was floating in a bubble.
Yeah.
Just kind of flopping around in there, and he would like constantly like have some bubbles coming up from him, and the rest of him would just be dripping soap type stuff. I thought that was fun.
Yeah.
He was one of the ones I sat down and really designed.
That's a good design. Nice and goofy.
I wanted a lot of them to be fairly gender neutral too. Like I wanted the main character to be in like completely gender, race, age, everything neutral.
Yeah.
I wanted them to be like they were a prepper who survived, and like you can't even like breathe the air, so they have like an oxygen tank, and they're covered in clothes to survive, and even like anything fashion wise like shoes and stuff would be covered with like Walmart bags and junk.
Yeah, because like what does that matter at the end of the world? It doesn't. At the end of all things, you're just a human.
It's also to be like they're holding on so hard to a life that pretty much isn't worth living anymore because they're stuck, you know, basically living off of oxygen and can't take their clothes off more or less.
Yeah, they can't move forward, so
yeah,
it doesn't matter. If you choose not to change, you'll never move forward.
But I had a lot of fun with the idea, even though I never went forward with it. And it's still back in my mind. I don't know if I'll ever go back to it. Again, like, I'm not a writer, so I'd have to get someone to write it.
Yeah.
And that's like probably more than half of the work. Like, I could probably figure out how to code a visual novel. That I could probably do on my own. But like, to put all of that on someone and probably not pay them, I just feel would be like shitty.
Yeah, I mean that's a big project.
Yeah. So I never like put any effort into continuing it.
It's a neat idea though. It's one worth exploring.
The fact that I've held on to it for this long says something.
Yeah, it's a cool idea. Plus, he dating.
Yeah, it was like, none of these characters were supposed to be necessarily sexual, but monster fuckers would probably dig them.
Yeah. Create for the fun of creating.
Because the point wasn't to have sex or anything. The point was to
interact. Yeah.
To give something of humanity to these alienish creatures. And that was just supposed to be like your choice, what you passed on. For the one that I wanted to make like a
human weeb?
Yeah, the human weeb, but he was basically, I was either gonna go with like a flame or smoke entity, and he would always be wearing a suit that he wouldn't really fill out that much because he's made of smoke and would just basically float it around as best as and he would have like different masks that he would float in front of his face. I wanted for him to be like, one of the endings would be culture doesn't change, because it's supposed to like deal with how like culture changes through interactions with other culture, and that would have you basically being pickled forever. And of course the Humaboo got everything wrong about everything, so you're there to kind of like correct him. Is like, do you correct him?
Yeah.
Is it, you know, if he asks if that's important or can it be changed, do you say it can be changed? That kind of stuff.
They used to burn stuff all the time.
Yeah. Do you try to justify things or do you not? Again, this is dialogue that I probably could not write.
It'd be fun though.
The dialogue would not be. I would overthink it. I don't even write fanfics anymore.
Why write when you can draw?
I do draw.
You do. Thin Man and Lady, your fave.
I just love my old couple.
Hey.
Oh, it's Doom.
Hi, Doom. Welcome to the art stream. We got art.
We got dragons, apparently.
Hey.
Lots of them.
Oh, and there's Minty.
There's
See,
Minty.
They were all still doing what's
I love how all of our people are, like, everyone on my Patreon's intertwined, and everyone who watches me is intertwined. That's kind of funny.
Damn it, Doom.
Suffer,
add
bitch.
2 more hours.
Good. Suffer. We are on our 4th one for the night. And I think we only have 2 more after this. Is there another 20? Let me check.
I was gonna say, you had to check and see that the people that messaged you directly.
Because I think that person has, okay, so we have 3 more after this. Dice Bard also posted DMs for 20s.
How was the Monster Hunter? How many more times did Minty die terribly? And also, Minty, were you having fun? That's the main part.
No, dying is funny.
I mean, it is pretty funny, yeah. Not gonna lie. Oh, you stopped dying. Well, that's good.
Dying is bad for your health.
Like, you did kind of pick, I think, the second hardest class to not die with. Because, like, they have the lower armor compared to anybody else other than the bow people. So, like, you did kind of hard mode yourself a bit. And later on, when you get some other armor, you'll have things like dodge range and stuff like that, so you'll be able to get out of the way easier. But you're still going to be fairly squishy compared to others.
Stop being squishy.
Like, I play gun lance, so I tend to have the heaviest armor of just being a meat wall that sits there and kabooms. But also, not very active a lot of the times. I'm usually just slowly walking along, kabooming, and just laughing as I get hit. Because I don't care, I got a shield. Except for when Roshling's around, I always forget I have to dodge the monkey laser. And then I'm like, I got my shield up, and then I get blatted in the face like a dumbass. And then I feel bad, because I got blatted in the face like a dumbass.
Stop being dumbass.
It's hard. I have shield. Shield should stop laser. It don't, though. It don't stop the laser.
Don't stop the laser. Don't stop me now.
Yeah. Cause I'm having a good time, having a good time. Shoot stuff with my gun, let's kaboom. I was kind of bummed because, like, I hadn't really looked before, but there's always been the kind of, like, silly weapons. And the silly weapons that I really liked, the ones for the greatsword and the switch axe are still around. The ones that meow when you swing them.
Meow.
But the ones for the gun lance is just the fucking popcorn, and I don't think it makes silly noises. That's not as fun. I want to meow!
Meow.
The switch axe meows. When you swing it, it meows and people get mad.
Meow.
Meow, 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 meow. The grinning Kotzig, my favorite. Especially with switch axe, you can have a move where you, like, if you take the unlimited stamina potion, you can just swing the thing back and forth. And so you're just like, I swing my axe back and forth, but the whole time it's just going meow, 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 until your teammates just disconnect.
Yeah.
It's good fun.
No buddy buzz. Illegal.
Is Basil gonna play Monster Hunter so he can have a gun? You kept wanting a gun in your chat. Apparently Kayla Cat has Monster Hunter as well. So many people have Monster Hunter.
Losers.
I mean, like, while there are still, like, 5 people that are turbo butthurt about it, Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter Rise have been such a drastic improvement of the game and have brought it out to such a broader audience that there's no way it'll go back. So, like, you have to give them credit for where credit's due. Like, Monster Hunter World made Monster Hunter no longer just a niche weirdo game.
You're a niche weirdo.
I am a niche weirdo. I am one of the niche weirdos who played the niche weirdo game.
What niche weirdo game do I play? All of them.
I was gonna say the one that keeps getting recommended to me on
I'm
Steam.
sorry. It was fun.
I still
and I really liked it, and I wanted to give some fucking clout to a little indie game maker, and they retweeted my fan art, so they deserve it.
That's fair.
Any game developer that retweets my fan art deserves a recommendation. I'm sorry. I don't control how that works. Everyone go play. Sorry, we're open. They retweeted my fan art, so now I'm legally fucking have to.
I don't think that's how sponsorships work. But
yeah, it does. What's funny is they're so small that even when like all of their fucking people retweeting it, it only had 50 likes. God bless it.
I mean, it was a weird little indie game.
I like weird little indie games, though.
It's a cool weird little indie game. It definitely was really well made.
As far as weird little indie games go, yeah, it has enough where I think, like, if people played it, it could get more popular. Mm-hmm. Like, I played weird little indie games where I'm like, this was a fun experience. And that's it. But I think that one actually has a lot of potential to be, like, a good game.
Like, right now, thanks to Steam and stuff, there's a lot of those little, like, $3 weird indie games that are getting, like, way more eyes than they ever would normally, and it's really great.
Usually they kind of hit off when, like, a famous YouTuber plays them, because they play a lot of weird little indie games. Mm-hmm. I guess they haven't played this one.
There was,
Am I at the start of the pack for once?
You liked it before it was fucking... Well,
I would still like it if it was popular. I think it deserve it.
I mean, like, just look at, like, Vampire Survivor. That was a little $3 weird-ass game that, like, literally created a genre because of it.
I will say, though, when an indie game gets popular, all the fan art is just of the YouTubers and people who played it. And that's so annoying to me. Like, I want to see fan art for the game. Not... Deep Ball 69, I don't care. Usually it's the Jacksepticeye guy, I think.
Yeah.
I see that one a lot.
Him and Markiplier. I mean, like, Markiplier is pretty, like, heavily bound with Five Nights at Freddy's. So, like, and that's fair. That game did earn it. Like, they have become a much bigger game and a much more expanded everything. But
one game I played had Vinesauce references right in it.
He hasn't.
Well, there hasn't been a game in a while.
Yeah, I think other than Security Breach, right? And I mean, that came out a bit ago, so...
You do one thing and it's known forever. Sorry, that's how the internet works.
It's true. You'll never escape.
I'm still known for Undertale stuff, even though I haven't drawn it in about 5 years. I hear everybody, I'm gonna remake the Charm Dam. Hey, would you all guys like this if I redid this? There's 300 likes and 12 reblogs. It's like, okay.
Well then.
I just don't watch streamers in general, though I guess Markiplier is more like a...
He's a YouTuber.
Yeah, he's a YouTuber. So I guess he plays it and then posts it later?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Well, no, like, he'll play it on YouTube, like he does it as videos. It's like proper structured content, like you like.
So it's edited?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, she only likes, like, structured content, like her video essays, or, like...
I'm sorry I like video essays. I don't know, I'll watch, like, compilations of stuff, but if it's just a guy sitting there playing a video game or something like that, I'm not really interested. Mm. Like, I watch Vinesauce sometimes, but I only watch their compilations, and usually just the glitches.
Yeah. Well, that's why you like, the...
Tears of Grace?
MMO guy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he plays his game and then does an essay. Mm-hmm. Of course I like him!
He does a 2-hour-long video essay on why this MMO is good and or bad.
I kind of hate how talented he is as a person, though.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment, that motherfucker. It's like, yes, I'm a teacher, a Shakespearean actor, and this and that, and also I have a
he
YouTube
taught
career.
Karate! And he has a YouTube career, and he has time to review MMOs at a fairly consistent rate. Like, fuck him.
That guy is way too fucking cool.
Ugh.
Like, when you think about it, somebody like that, if there wasn't something like YouTube to take all of his time, he'd probably have, like, conquered a country or something.
That is true.
That's the kind of guy that would have caused a revolution back in the day.
Where's
like,
Bard?
If there was no internet, he would have just caused, like, an uprising for something to do.
Oh, dang, I could have kept my Mel reference. Actually, I can just undo that. Beep.
But, like, you know, especially for, depending on what you're doing, having an essay...
Yeah, because I'm weird.
Well, you like it because you have it playing while you're doing your art.
Yeah, I draw for hours a day. Like, my ears are open, but my eyes are occupied. That's why I can't watch a lot of TV or movies anymore.
Mm. like to just read a lot of times. I'm usually reading science things or ongoing news and stuff like that.
Everyone stop making me draw dragons. I will never be good at it.
Dragon use nuts. You say that, but if they have enough dragons, eventually you will be out of spite.
I used to when I was younger. Alright, I'm gonna take a pee break.
Good luck.
Before we do the last 2 or 3?
Mm-hmm.
I forget if the dead guy had 2. Let me check.
The Nero
Did I
one?
do?
Nero
Yeah, I
had
guess
like
he's
20.
got 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we have 3 left. Unless I decide to do one next week, I guess. We'll see.
Joke's on you, you've got professionalism. That's why you're gonna get good at dragons, because they're gonna keep asking you.
I don't even know how you draw a dragon Beavis and Butthead style, just like Trogdor. Alright, I'm gonna pee, honey. Keep him entertained.
It would have to be the most angular looking dragon you've ever seen. It would be so...
It's Trogdor!
It would. Draw sexy Trogdor.
I could do that.
Just Chad mode Trogdor, that'd be great. You've already been doing a lot of Chad stuff anyways. Oh, man. Oh, you Durgan. Durgan. Mark the Durgan. Everybody's Durgans are so complicated. They look like Monster Hunter designs. That was a lot of fun playing Monster Hunter with y'all. I got to be my little silly gunlat self and just sit there and hee-hee-hoo-hee behind my shield with my kaboomer. But if I want to improve more stuff anymore, I've got to hunt some, like, heavy-duty ones, and I haven't done some of the, like, super high-end stuff, because apparently they dropped a bunch more shit since the last time I played, so I haven't fought, like, the Primal or whatever Doom was talking about. I still have to have, like, one more Silver Basil Goose, because my, I need, like, one more piece to upgrade my Gun Lance another level, so then I'll have unlimited kaboom. To make it into the King Toppler. But Basil Goose is like one of my favorite ones. Basil Goose is not my favorite. That's still Yulakutku. But Basil Goose is super cool. And has always been really cool. Hey. Like, cause just exploding pine, the exploding pine cone B-52 bomber or whatever you want to call him. It's just been a shitter since they introduced him, and it has been the best. Just like, oh yeah, what's this monster about? Well, you see all those monsters on the ground? Fuck them, in particular. That's its whole gig, it's just fuck that guy over there. As opposed to like Seregios, which is just like, I'ma cut things, because I can do that. It's just like the dragon version of that guy from Futurama. Stabs! Got my stabbing knife. Oh yeah, when does the Barbie movie come out? I was just thinking about that. When does that come out? The 21st. Also, Google, stop that. 21st. Oh, wow, that's only 5 days away. Huh. So that's Friday, I think. That'll be fun. We gonna see that Barbie movie, cause it looks...
movie! It's the 21st! Let's go!
Woo! I think that's Friday. We gonna see the Barbie movie. It's gonna be fun and stupid, and it's got the Harley lady in it, so that'll be interesting. And it'll be good fun.
I wanna see the Barbie movie!
Woo!
I'm breasting boobily back.
She did. She jounced. She jounced, everyone.
That's not a word.
Jounced? Yes.
Ugh, my boobs are sweaty.
Whack.
Might as well use this chance to stretch my feetsies.
Woo! I am very excited with this situation that y'all cannot see, but I'm getting a good view.
Well, stinky. I'm a stinky baby, yeah.
Aw, dang it.
Fuck off.
Rude.
Gotta do my nails tonight, too. Oh,
Illegal.
I'll put little skeleton hands on my fingers, and I'm gonna cut the middle finger so it gives you the middle finger. I texted Melissa the dragon drag queen meme idea.
Hey.
Pay me to draw your dragon OC as a drag queen.
Hey.
I think a lot of people would find that funny.
I think it's funny.
Hey.
Plus, it would let me practice makeup.
Durgan.
Dragon Ball Z.
Oh yeah, did you hear about the NFTs for the Flash movie?
Oh yeah, that was stupid. It's almost like, this looks like an old FMV game.
Yeah. It's like, but why? But why though?
UPS might go on strike August 1st.
Woo! Good, do it.
I saw that while I was in the toilet.
Woo!
Do it, do it,
Do
do
it.
it.
Do it.
More. More.
A strike in this economy? Oh, it's almost like people don't have money to spend.
Everyone strike. Oops, all strikes.
Someone suggested student loan strike. That was kind of cool. I like that.
The I like that people have been doing a you know the little Game Boy camera?
Yeah.
So people have been making like new cases and lenses and stuff for it.
Yeah, I follow a guy who does entirely analog digital mess up junk.
Well, so
He loves his Game Boy camera. Yeah, that's what he uses.
yep. So there's that, and there's another one that allows you to use iPhone lenses in it. So
Yeah.
it has like really good high quality lenses in front of the little dink ass camera. So you get some really cool looks. Oh, the Xbox put out a little creeper fridge.
Oh, that's cute. I kind of like it.
It's only like probably like 8 cans or something, but like that's pretty adorable.
How big is this dragon? I don't even know.
Yes. If you're not sure, huge.
Legit. Looks like a Monster Hunter dragon.
It do. Oh, that's somebody overclocked a Game Boy.
You can do that?
I don't know why you would, but you sure can, probably.
Doing with it, emulating shit?
Yeah, probably. I'm going to go look, because that sounds hilarious. Like, I know you don't know computer stuff, but they...
I know what overclocking is.
Yeah. So, they overclocked it to 5 megahertz.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds big.
Your computer runs on gigahertz, which is 1,000 megahertz.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
This'll work. Me hiding I can't draw dragons.
The Super Game Boy is a wait. Cartridge that bridges the gap between the Game Boy and the NES. Oh, that's adorable.
Oh yeah.
So, like, using the Super Game Boy, instead of running it at a 4 megahertz, it can now run at a 4.2 megahertz.
Mm.
So, the audio also gets sped up.
Oh wow.
That's why the Nintendo exclusively launched the Super Game Boy in Japan.
So this was not emulating then.
No, but later on it would be. So it's exclusively launched it in Japan. An upgraded variant incorporated a custom crystal oscillator to mirror the Game Boy's clock speed to make it so the sound would work right. They had to put a sound crystal to slightly distort it.
That sounds weird and not true.
God, I love it. That's exactly the kind of solution you would have, because the bridge thing that allowed the NES to play the Game Boy games had a slightly better processor in it. So it would run it slightly better, but it didn't have the software to be able to fix the audio. Because the audio is like most of the stuff in especially older games, frame rate, everything ties together. So if you have a faster frame rate, it fucks up everything. It's why in
that's what the turbo buttons are for on old computers. I know that. I watched LGR.
And in Resident Evil games, that's why if you had them emulated or on the PC where you could upgrade your FPS, if you used the knife, it would do stupid amounts of damage because knife damage is based on FPS.
Ah, cool.
It was made to run at 30 frames, so if you're doing your knife at 120 frames, it does 4 times the damage. It was like, that was one of the things I learned from the speedrunning community, is just like certain Resident Evil games are FPS locked, because above a certain FPS, if you knife something, it will just die. And they're like, okay, but not everybody can afford a PC that can run at that, so we're going to limit everybody to 120. That way it's fair.
Okay. I would still make a category where they just go all out, see how fast they can do it, though.
Oh yeah, that's like any percent.
Yeah.
That's just like, fuck it, we ballin'.
There are so many subcategories in speedrunning.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
Oh, that's adorable. So basically, yeah, so it started from that point, and somebody created a ROM hack to overclock the Super Game Boy to run it in turbo mode, so instead of 4.2, it runs at 5.3. So it's even faster. And it also janks up the audio super good. The biggest drawback is the graphical glitches, a product of the hardware limitation. Yeah, because the Game Boy's not made to fucking overclock. You lunatics.
It's just a little boy.
It's trying its best, but it's not very good. Oh, that's adorable. I love everything about that. Just the idea of like some of the heavy overclocker people that like liquid nitrogen stuff, like just having a little Game Boy and a little vat of liquid nitrogen.
Exactly.
We've managed to get the Game Boy running at 1 gigahertz.
Why, though?
Just the sound of the Game Boy sound chip just screaming in guttural pain. It's like, what's that
And
noise?
I'd be like, this is a banging song, yo.
What's that noise? The entire Tetris soundtrack played simultaneously.
Yo, put this in a horror game, they'll love it. Those weirdos will like anything.
Come on. I mean, I did just recently fall down the music hole listening to fucking electro medieval. Which, by the way, if y'all ever go on Spotify, look up electro medieval. It slaps. I don't know why, but boy is it good. I don't understand most of it because it's either in Latin or German, but either way, real good.
Of course it'd be in Latin.
Why not? Of course you're gonna put it in Latin. It sounds fucking weird. And then you give it a back bass and a freaking Casio keyboard hurdy-gurdy and everything's good.
A hurdy-gurdy already sounds digital despite the fact that it's from like the 1600s.
Yeah. Oh man. Hurdy-gurdy. It's just cool.
So does that one, the I forget what it's called, but it's something phone. The one where it's just a bunch of glass bowls that you wet your fingers.
Yeah.
The one that made everyone crazy from the lead in it.
Yeah. Like that is such a...
That one also sounds digital.
Yeah, it does, because it's just such a weird, like, esoteric instrument. Like,
Or would it be digital? Sounds like it.
Yeah.
It did come first.
Ironically, because it's resonating crystal, technically digital does come, like, model it, because digital did originally, like, digital music was originally analog digital, where it did oscillate crystals, small crystals. So, in theory, there is, you know, the past self is hidden in the present.
It's pretty nifty.
So, like, it really comes full circle.
I want to see someone make that crystal radio listening device that they had in Dr. Stone. That was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, most of the stuff in Dr. Stone is, like, perfectly viable. Like,
I think they push their luck on the materials they can get and stuff they can make, but other than that, yeah.
So,
But it makes sense. It really makes you realize how much of the world, like, the stuff we have today is made from the world we're in, so of course you can make it if you know what you're doing.
Right. And, like, there is some stuff...
And have the mechanical means.
There's some stuff that really, like, requires much more advanced processing to be able to handle it, like, you know, high heat or things like that. But, like, a lot of the stuff, nah.
That was one problem they ran into when they were making wire.
Mm-hmm.
The means that they were doing it was hand spun, which made it too chunky to be wire, because they tested it with cotton candy. But they made a water wheel, and it was more consistent, and they could actually make wire the way they needed it.
Yeah, because you can't have irregular speeds. Because you need to have a regular width.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Like, I really do love, like, the practical for all the stuff that they show in there.
I love Dr. Stone. I get so excited to watch it.
Honestly,
And the plot's really, like, taken up, too. Like, before I was just enjoying the things they were making, but dang, if there ain't something afoot in there right now, damn.
like, I really do think that Dr. Stone, if it had, like, a little side thing that just, like, talked about the real-world science of some of the stuff they do, because, like, some stuff, like
I
you
mean,
said,
he does explain a lot of it.
Yeah, and, like, some stuff, like, really, they have a bit of fudging. But if they had, like, you know, this is the real world of this, and showing it, like, in action and things like that, I think that would be a super cool, like, education add-on to it. Because, like, it already is most of the way to edutainment.
Yeah, because he explains everything he does, and how it works.
You know, like what was it, like, I think it was How It Works kind of thing, like,
Yeah.
if they really did show, like, this is how we actually make wires in the thing kind of deal. Like, that would be super cool. That'd be a great way to tie into that.
Sometimes he mentions that, not always.
I just think those were cool. Like, gosh, neat.
That would be a fun series, though. I would watch that.
Yeah.
I still watch how it's made.
Like, remember the one that we watched that was, like, had all the yarn spools everywhere, and they were doing, like, the auto knitting and stuff like that?
Yeah.
That was so cool. Like, that is just... I'm sure that would be really boring or bizarre to a lot of people, but it was so fucking cool.
You know, they had to do a lot of hand sewing. I'm surprised he didn't make a sewing machine. He made an industrial loom.
Yeah. I mean, that really was...
Then again, a sewing machine, you need... A loom is fine, but for a sewing machine, you need the specific needle with the little, like, hook in it. So, maybe he just couldn't get it that small.
Yeah. I mean, like, that was really Industrial Revolution kind of thing.
Well, the sewing machine actually came a bit later.
Because it had to be developed more than once, right?
Yeah, it was developed 3 times.
Yeah.
There's an interesting video I watched about it was about the creation of the sewing machine. And at one point, one of the creators that eventually ended up, like, selling the actual thing, his wife and his daughter were like, hey, sewing is one of the few things women can do as a job right now, so maybe don't sell that? And he was like, oh yeah, you're right.
Because he just has chug women juice.
Which, the problem with that is not that it would put women out of work. The problem with that is the only work women can get.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Oh.
Alright. He's blue, la-ba-dee, la-ba-die, la-ba-dee, la-ba-die.
Like, I think, you know, not only would it have to be, like, small manufactured needles, but it would also have to be the gearing.
Well, I think they could have done the gearing, but the thing is, for a sewing needle, you have to have, like, these little chunklets, like, in the eye of the needle.
Right, it has to have
the
the up and down hook for pulling the thread back up.
I watched a thing, it was someone making a sock with an old auto knitter. And the amount of little tiny needles that had a little tiny little hook in them. It was like 100 of them to make this sock.
Yeah.
But dang, if like it couldn't make a sock in like, I think the video itself was like 15 minutes long. Like that's impressive. Knit a whole ass sock. I mean, you have to do a lot of like pick up the pieces, put them back in, rearrange the little stickers, little stickies, do this, do that, do that. Like it's a process, but it's a process that makes the process of knitting a sock way faster. Like if you were in a factory and knew how to do that, like you could probably do that in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure people got really good at it.
And like once you can start mass producing things, that frees up a ton of other time to do other things, and then it completely changes the world for you.
Think of how fast people go through socks too, especially if they're like working in heavy industries.
You know, socks and shoes are like two of the fundamentals clothing wise.
That was two of the biggest things. We always think of shirts because I always think of like the looms and stuff, but socks and things that were knitted were also extremely important.
Yeah, it's honestly part of like, I looked at that one website that had the linen and stuff because I was like, linen is so nice and it's so lightweight, and this is like proper linen, so it's not like the shit that just falls apart if you look at it wrong. Like it's medium weight linen, so it'll be like nice and airy, and like that would be so cool.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not a big like sewer from scratch.
Yeah. I'll just make it into a cape and be happy.
You can make it into like a pillowcase.
And the one thing I was talking about, like fucking linen pajamas. Like linen boxers. And I'm like, bruh, that actually sounds real fucking comfy.
I would do it for you, but like I'm also like I work from home.
Yeah.
It would eat into my work time.
Nah. I would
You could learn how to sew stuff though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would ask you to help me find like a pattern for like boxers or something.
Oh sure, there's probably one online.
It's because the linen bits. Like I could have my.
And you know how to use the machine, right?
With terror. Hey, you only need a needle flying past your face once to have a healthy respect for
Hey,
industrial
mine bounced off
machinery.
my glasses. I've had it worse.
I know not to try and sew things that the material is not rated for. It will break the needle, and it is scary when the needle breaks.
It's true. And you'll only have yourself to blame.
Yeah. Don't put too many layers together. And it said it was like medium weight linen, so it wasn't like, it's not super thick. But I found out the color that I like from them is called Mantis Green. Yeah, like praying mantis. Which makes sense. It's so cool. You know what would be fun would be to hear, like, pick a single music thing and then having it be in multiple different music types. Like Bone Trussel.
Well, there are quite a few versions of that.
Right. Like, I always think that's really cool to hear. Just like how even just tempo changes can drastically alter a song. And like, some songs are really only, like, they only stick with you because of the weirdness of their, you know, motif or the thing that they're doing in the song.
I've heard swing versions of Bone Trussel, which it's kind of already a little swingy.
Yeah, kind of. You know what would make him really happy? If a ska version of Bone Trussel.
I'm sure it exists. I mean, just Google it.
Like high
Bone Trussel has so many variations.
Like a high tempo, heavy brass line. Like, I could totally see that. Hoi, hoi, hoi.
Hoi hoi.
Indeed. Yeah, I think I'll be okay getting to sleep tonight. I did have a nice little doze with you. That was fun.
Okay, I worried about you.
No, I'll be sleepy. I may end up waking up early, but that's fine. Some nights I've had like just real jank sleep. I don't know why.
Me.
Nah. Well, one night, yeah, but none.
Rude. What'd I do?
You were being snuggly.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're snuggly. Stop being snuggly. Easy solve. Seems like your fault.
There was one night, like, I forget, something woke me up, and I was like, oh, grumble, 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 and I put an earplug in, and I was like, this has objectively made it worse, because like, I only put the earplug in the ear that's facing up, right? So then I just had my ear to the pillow, which was directly funneling the sound into my ear. I was like, fuck me, I guess.
Was that when they were doing too much noise downstairs?
Yeah. It's just like, okay.
So I guess we do have someone living under us.
Yeah. Well, like, I don't know what the deal is next door, because, like, I don't know if anybody actually lives there, because nobody seems to go in or out. But they did add the stupid camera there again.
Yeah, that was
and, like,
weird.
sometimes people have been in there, because I'll hear them in there, and there's nothing... They don't have, like, furniture in there or anything, right? So all the sound that comes from there is super echoey. So I don't know if it's just somebody's just like squatting in it on some days and having like a party in there or something. I don't know what's going on. It's none of my business. As long as they're, not bothering you during the day and shit.
Well, if they do, I put on headphones.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's at night, though.
Yeah. Which is not okay. The back to school shoppers have started to ramp up there at work. I don't know, it kind of feels weird, like, I guess other countries do, like, schooling all year round kind of thing.
Some do, some don't.
Yeah. I wonder if, like, I guess if you have it all year round, there's less of the, like, drop off for the break of, like, not doing stuff.
Yeah. It's actually better for learning.
Mm-hmm. And they do have more breaks during the year.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it's just a grind. So, like, I guess it is a bit better. But I don't think there's ever been, like, a proper study done on that, because that'd be really hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always curious if that, like, really is better or worse kind of thing. Because, like, obviously I want kids to have a better time learning when it's already a struggle with everything else.
I think having more breaks would also be easier on the parents, because think about it, you have a whole 3 months where you gotta, like, board your kids.
Yeah. Big chunk of, like, having to figure out daycare all at once.
I don't think it's good for, like, their internal clocks either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because then you have to, like...
Japan still has summer break, but it's just, like, a month.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is more manageable in general.
Yeah.
No one's doing something for 3 months.
Especially because, like, kids are gonna kid, right?
Yeah.
So they're gonna want to stay up late and sleep in late, and then they have to get back to school with their set time and everything. So, like, yeah. We'll definitely be sleeping okay tonight, I think.
Maybe you're just sleepy. You old man.
I am old. I am sleepy. I do tend to be both.
Sleepy old man. Which activity?
Ah, I miss that. That was such a fun little intro for that.
That was an outro.
Outro, sorry.
Yeah. Wasn't even all that good a show though.
The show was not. Like, that's fine. It was a cute show. Wasn't the best, but it wasn't trying to be. It was trying to be silly.
I did appreciate the tall woman and the bottom boy.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice.
Yeah. Right.
You don't see that enough. We need more of that.
Yeah. Lady D and the audacity of these assholes.
She was much nicer.
Hey.
Alright.
I saw there's apparently gonna be like a super high-end Lady D figure.
Oh yeah, I saw it. You can get a version with the thing from when she's dead for like $2,500.
Wow. Cool.
It's really cool. I looked at it like it's a good figure.
Yeah. The one I saw had like multiple like heads you could swap out and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that one was like
That's the one that comes with the bust, more or less.
Yeah.
The other two versions, which are only like $2,000, come with just one face and one hand, because the hand is interchangeable with the spiky claws, or a goblet full of blood.
Cool.
But also, it's 2 feet tall.
Wow. Well, yeah, I guess it would have to be like appropriately sized, given that she's a Goliath woman.
It is 2 feet tall.
Fair enough. Giant woman. And all I want to do is get eaten by you, a giant woman. Literally the entire audience when that game came out.
I mean, it was nice.
I still think it's hysterical. You're like, they like her for the titties?
I thought the ass was nice. That just shows me. I'm so sick of tits. They're like everywhere and they're all huge.
See, there you go. That's the one you're pathetic about. It's just, you're like pathetic about titties.
I'm not against people like having big titties or drawing big titties. Like, go off, do your thing. But it's just like everyone has big titties. And it's just like, I want something different.
Variety, damn it.
Yeah. Variety is the spice of life.
The wonderful thing about titties is titties are wonderful things.
Alright. 2 left.
2 left feet can't boogie the beat. Excuse me. The one speedrunner I was watching was doing a Zelda speedrun, and they were doing it's called Mercy Kill, where it's a speedrun that they haven't done in a while, and they come back and try and do it and see like how much they remember, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And if they don't make their estimate, then the run just ends and they fail the run, and like they don't do that run anymore, kind of deal. And the one person was doing their run, and partway through, their cat stepped on their Super Nintendo and it reset the console.
Oh, so I assume they did not make it.
They actually did end up making it okay. It was just really funny because it just went voot, and like partway through, they're like, no! And the commentator was like, your cat stepped on it, did they?
Yes.
Teasing them the whole time. It was cute.
Melissa liked the drag queen idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I'd do it just now if I had the time.
No doubt would enjoy it.
I never have the time. Well, I did for a bit.
Yes.
Because commissions were a little slow. They're a little slow right now still. Less than usual.
Mm. Everybody's, you know, there's the stuff that Twitter has done, which was just fucking up the stupid messaging, but there's also like doomsayers being like, oh, it's actually blocking this word in your DMs and stuff. I don't believe that one.
I don't know, you could send it to me in DMs. What was the word?
Commission? Yeah, that's why I don't.
Bull.
That's why I don't believe it.
Why would they care about the word commission?
Mm-hmm.
That's just silly.
Yeah, see? I just heard both boops.
Yep.
So, like I said.
My husband is my checker for DMs.
I'm also her checker for like doomsaying crap when people are like not doom the doomsaying stuff, but like when people
Not our doom.
when people are saying bullshit that sounds made up. I'm usually the fact checker for her.
Thank you. I just stress about stuff too.
Cause I generally...
And you know, I'm spending the day working. Well, you work too, but you have a break. That sounded mean. I'm sorry.
I know what you meant by it.
I'm actively trying to avoid doom scrolling when I'm working. Whereas, like, you have a break where that's about all you can do.
The other day, I forgot my phone for the first time because I'm apparently an old man.
I brought it back to you after I had a snack.
But she was like, I was like, yeah, I was just sitting there in the break room, and I was like, I wouldn't really be able to do anything because I don't have my phone, so
I told you to talk to people.
I was like, I don't wanna. I don't go to the break room to talk to people. I go to the break room to take a break from existence, and that includes people talking to me. I do not want. I didn't have my reading and stuff, so it was weird.
I'm sorry, hon.
But it's very grump-inducing.
You should pack a secret book the way you pack snacks.
You're a secret book. Pack you because you're a snack.
I think Sans' song is just called Sans.
Snaz!
And then there's a song that would probably play when you fight Sans. That's the name of the song. It's not Megalovania. You never fight Sans, though.
We're gonna have the new Delta Rune, and we're still not gonna have Papyrus. It's just gonna be Wapyrus.
Dude, that's my fucking theory. He saw how everyone reacted, and was like, I'm just not gonna show Papyrus.
Papyrus? Who's that? I'm Wapyrus. And it's like Papyrus in every way, except they have a mustache and a W on their shoulder.
He's gonna show up just as the credits roll, and we're not gonna see him.
Hey guys, what's up? End credits. People were so mad. Like,
Oh my god, I was
Papyrus.
in the Undertale fandom, like deep in it at that time, and oh my god, were people so fucking upset.
Show Pyrus, mirror.
No one was mad at Toby though.
I mean, it's objectively fucking funny.
That's my theory. I think he's gonna do it. It's the same when like that theory ended up proved wrong, but I think that's just because he's not done. Was this game's gonna be released next year? I was like, it's gonna be released on New Year's Day. I could see him doing that.
Yep. I still think that like he's going to release it, and everyone's like, "Oh, cool! The next chapter finally comes out." It'll be like 2.
I wonder if he'll charge for it. He still hasn't charged for it.
Who knows? I don't think anybody would object to actually paying for
No,
Delta
I've
Rune.
bought Undertale 3 times.
Fair. I mean, technically 4, because didn't we get 2? We got, like, because we wanted
That
the music
wasn't
box.
me, though. That was you.
Yeah. Oh, the music box was cool. I think we can all agree the music box is objectively neat.
I thought that was funny, because I was already getting one, but you're like, I want one.
I want a music box!
It's like, we We're gonna move in together, so we only needed one.
Music.
Maybe we should sell one of them. I don't know if they're worth anything now. I think the special edition is still for sale.
Music box. I think the music box was neat.
It is neat, but do we need 2 of them?
Yes.
I also like music boxes.
Yeah.
I want a Little Nightmares one really bad. I wish they'd make one. I'd buy it. Out of all the merch they made.
Yeah, I mean, since it's such a fucking integral thing to the game, I'm really surprised that they've never given out a music box.
Some people have made like little music boxes you can buy, but they don't look like the music box from the game, and I'm like, well, what's the point?
Mm-hmm. But you don't see too many of those like cylindrical types like that, like a vertical one instead of horizontal.
It's a very unusual design. It's cool though. I like that. There's that one guy that's what he does is build like music machines and stuff. And there's that one that was just like a really fucking complex ass thing, and it was like a hand cranked thing, and he starts cranking it, and it's got marbles running through it that cause the music.
I showed you the Marble Rock.
Mm-hmm. That was pretty neat. I was literally like, what the hell is she listening to when you first started listening to it? Because like I could hear the sounds from the marbles going around. Tomorrow is Monday.
Yep. I go back to commission work. I gotta mail this, and I gotta look up the student loan things they sent me.
I got work, and I got more Racism Simulator.
Thank you, Doom. Thank Doom for the money, honey.
I said thank you, Doom. I'll say it again. Thank you, Doom.
He's like single-handedly funding our Twitch.
I think Doom is just enjoying the suffering part of things.
Yeah.
I know you have been.
Yeah. Plus, you've got to tell me fun stories, so.
Oh, man. I think it was Fazzy. It was like, you're not even at the Heaven Sword part. And I'm just like, how far in is Heaven Sword? I'm level 53. How far do I have to go to get to the quote-unquote good?
What's the level, like, limit?
I think at the end of all the expansions, the level's like 90.
Oh, I thought it was like 60.
I don't...
60 seems to be the usual one, I guess, in my head.
I think it's 60 for the part that I'm in until Heavensward, I think. But either way, it's like, man. Like, there is no way a normal player would have sunk that much time in to get to that point.
Well, they probably played it when it started.
Yeah.
And there's just been power creep.
But I mean, like, for, like, I'm apparently not even at the Heavensward part, where the Heavensward part was the part that was the, you know, award-winning blah 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 and all that. So if I'm not even at that part yet, how would normal people have gotten to it? They would have bounced off that shit constantly.
They would have died.
You know, that's the thing that what is his name? The Just Strife Hayes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he talks about, and it's just like, how can you expect somebody to get 40 hours in when to get to the good part they had to slog through 40 hours? No one wants to do that.
No one wants to play a boring 40-hour game.
You know,
just make a good game.
That's like some of the games where they have their achievement and, like, you know, 30% of the players have gotten the achievement get out of first area.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's just a failure of your game then. That just means you didn't build a good game to get to that point. Or you made it too hard.
I vote bad game.
Mm-hmm.
If a game is too hard, then it's a bad game.
Yeah.
Like, there's one thing to be said for, like, fun too hard, like, you know, all the Souls games.
Yeah.
But people stick with those. If something's too hard, quote unquote, it's usually, like, unfair.
Right.
And like some of them, like objectively, are just
I stopped playing a game once because when I failed a instance puzzle, like it just came up super quick and I didn't have time to react to it. It put me back so far, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
fuck that.
The loss of time is just not worth it.
It's not worth it. That does technically make the game quote unquote harder, but it's bad hard.
Like Ark Survival Evolved, which was that dinosaur one, right?
Yeah.
If it were not for custom servers, I would never have played that game. Because the key components of it, like doing research or taming dinosaurs, were real world timed.
Jesus.
We're real world.
Why?
Because that makes it harder and more
No, it doesn't.
realistic.
This makes it more tedious.
It makes it tedious. It's just bad game design. And we're talking like tame a dinosaur.
It takes 16 hours.
What the fuck? Why?
I
What
know.
is this, Farmville?
And you have to keep feeding it narcotics or stuff like that to keep it knocked out during that time.
Because it will keep...
So you gotta come back?
So you gotta feed it, keep it tranquilized, and make sure nothing eats it for 16 hours to get a singular dinosaur.
No, fuck that noise.
No,
That's
fuck
stupid.
that. And no one would play that. So if it weren't for custom servers, nobody would play that game.
That's stupid. No one's spending 16 hours on your fucking game.
Right.
Just doing busy work.
doing busy work that requires
Constant attention.
Either you having to bust your butt or more people needing to be involved to help keep it functional. Because you're going to have one person doing it
Yeah.
and then other people supporting that person.
Which means you need to already know people in the game.
Right. So,
And
like...
play it together.
So that is just objectively bad game design. Never mind that they started off saying like, yeah, we'll put out the game and content will be free, but we'll just sell like cosmetic stuff or stuff later, right? And then immediately sold an expansion, and then another expansion, and then another expansion. And they're like, well, if one of your friends has the expansion, then everybody can access the stuff because they can bring stuff into your game and that will be fine. And then they have stuff like the dinosaurs will be on the map. You can see the dinosaurs and you can tame the dinosaurs. But you can't do anything with the dinosaurs because the recipe to make a saddle is on the expansion.
That's fucked up, man.
So don't you want to buy the expansion to do the thing that you can do on
No.
the game that you already have? Don't you want to do that?
God, if you had the real world time for that, that would be really fucking annoying.
Yeah. Like, that's just bad design. And then, and they've continued that progress of stupid shit. Because now they're making Arc 2, right? And they're like, we're going to put out the one more expansion, but, if you buy this expansion, you'll just get Arc 2 with it. And then they changed that.
Oh fuck.
And, so they've just...
I was about to say, that's not a bad deal, is it?
No, it would have been fine. It would have made... the expansion would have been pretty expensive, but, you'd get Arc 2. Or at least you'd get into Arc 2. But, they have just consistently been a scuzzy company. And have just gotten progressively worse over the lifespan of Arc. So, Arc 2, I have no interest in whatsoever.
I mean, is Ark even big enough a game to be pulling this crap?
They think so.
There were apparently Arc tournaments.
What?
Yeah.
What do you even do? Tame a
Catch
dragon?
dinosaurs, fight each other.
I
Last man
guess.
standing, I guess. I don't know. But,
I didn't even know there was competitive multiplayer.
yeah. Well, because, anybody on a server, you can be PvP if you want.
No.
If you're a dick. And it's not like Rust. Rust was definitely kind of built from the ground up, assuming you were going to PvP. Whereas, Ark is really more about just trying not to get eaten by dinosaurs. So, like, you can do PvP, sure, but you've got kind of other things to worry about for the most part. Like keeping a dodo as a little sausage pet. 'Cause they're adorable.
That is true. I would rather worry about that.
Yeah. I had way more fun taming dinosaurs than I ever did doing anything else in that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, I would assume that's why you'd want to play it.
Let me tell you, when I found out I could find one of those little sugar glider looking things and scoop it with my bird on the way by, and then that way I could tame it, I was all in. Just fucking drive by some little critter on the way around.
Gee, you played the game because you liked the one thing the game did? Gee.
Yeah, right?
The thing that made it unique against all the other games?
Yeah, weird, isn't it? Damn shame.
No, I want multiplayer.
I want combat.
No.
I don't. I'm not a big PvP person to begin with, for sure, and I do happily admit to that. But there are a lot of games that are perfectly functional or perfectly viable without PvP at all, and cramming it in objectively worsens the game, or in some cases kills it. That's what killed Cycle. Because it was a perfectly good sci-fi game and a perfectly good looter scooter with storyline and interesting stuff and a really well-made world that fucking died because they made it full PvP. When it had quests and PvE already in it.
That's dumb.
So literally the objective adding of PvP killed that game. For no reason. There was no reason to have PvP as anything other than optional. Cause like if you did it as an optional thing where you could do it as a separate game mode, some people would have still played it, but most wouldn't have. Most would have done the regular game mode. And that would have been fine. But by forcing it, people just didn't
Could you
like the game.
turn it off?
Nope.
Oh, damn. Well, that sucks.
It was only open world PvP because they were chasing Tarkov. They're chasing Tarkov and Rust and games like that, where it's a looter scooter, and what you get out with is what you have. So if you die in the thing, you lose whatever you got on you, and da 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 da. And they built a.
See, that's a hard I don't care for.
Yeah.
That's not hard. That's just annoying.
Right. And that's the thing, because they had a big influx of Tarkov people not wanting to play Tarkov because the community in Tarkov is full of assholes. And people were like, oh, cool. This is a game that, like, you don't have to do that. You can just communicate. And it's got PvE and quests and things like that. So it's got a well-made world that you can just enjoy. And you have actual communication, which you don't have in Tarkov. So you could just say, hey, I'm peaceful. I'm just doing my stuff. And that's fine, and that would work. And then they just didn't do anything else. And the game bombed. Because you don't need sci-fi Tarkov. Tarkov's already there. And that really just killed it.
Oh no, it's our own fault.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't understand the need to include PvP into everything.
I don't like fighting people.
Like,
I don't find it fun. I don't find it entertaining.
Like, as much as some people are salty about it, in the new Street Fighter, having the open world little RPG game that they did for the single player for that has apparently been the biggest draw for people to play Street Fighter that
Yeah, I
they've
thought
ever
it sounded
had.
cool.
Like, that has been hugely applauded by everybody, both as an onboard for people that are new to Street Fighter and just something to do other than sit there fighting each other in multiplayer.
Yeah, if they add Yor as a playable character, I'm getting it.
Fair. And like, even if you want to do the multiplayer, do you know what the multiplayer is like in there? It's lobby based and people are sitting around little Street Fighter arcade machines.
That's what it looks like when you go to join somebody in a fight. You go up to their little arcade machine and you join them.
Sounds cute.
It's cute as shit.
Dragon.
I'm gonna keep an eye on it because right now it's too expensive. But that game Exoprimal,
Last one.
that one, they have apparently at least partially walked back on forcing the weird PvP at the end. Because like it's mechs versus dinosaurs, right? It's already a cool premise that people wanted. But at the end of the match, it was suddenly PvP. And of course, people were like, that's dumb. I don't want that. And so apparently they're just like testing rolling it back. Because like you can choose to just not play the PvP maps kind of thing. On like rotation. Which like, on the one hand, that divides the community a bit. But on the other hand, if they see like 90% of the people play the not PvP, maybe they'll just get rid of the PvP, which is just way better. But like again, it was so out of place. It was just crammed in at the end. Like nobody wants that. And just I gotta wonder if that's like just leftovers of, you know, chase the thing because it's popular, so we gotta do PvP. Especially because, like, microtransactions. Because, you know, if you...
I think that's the reason they do it, is the microtransactions.
Because, like, if you see so-and-so has got the skin when they killed you, you'll want the skin. Because then you'll be cool like them.
I like skins for how they look, not what they're doing.
Or in my case, like, I objectively stopped playing DMZ because, like, they were like, hey, what if we sell a microtransaction skin? Okay, it looks cool. Okay. And it gives you a distinct advantage in game because you'll have an item that nobody else does. No, then it's not just cosmetic now, is it? And like they were willing to completely fuck over the game to sell those microtransactions. Cause like the whole point of you keep what you kill and you only have what you start with is entirely destroyed by, if you buy this $10 skin, you automatically start off with a thing.
I do like with Eve when they had those eye patches that you could buy with real world money, or you could take it from people, so it just made you a fucking target.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That was funny. That was well done.
They should do more like that.
Yeah. Like, Eve was always kind of one of those, like, weird kind of situations where they did a lot of stuff really good. Like, so you could play Eve as much as you wanted and in theory never spend money. Because in theory, you could buy playtime in-game with in-game currency. And so if you were a contributing member of the community, via doing runs in places or manufacturing or mining or stuff like that, you could get enough in-game currency to buy a month's playtime and then keep playing the game. And I don't think I've seen any other MMO do something like that. Because it wasn't hard. You didn't have to know life it to get enough to do it.
But I guess play enough where it's worth your time.
Right.
Basically, the amount you would have paid is how much time you put into it, more or less.
Yeah, because you did have to...
But if you just wanted to pick it up and play, you paid more.
Right. I think it was $10 a month or something.
Yeah.
And so you would have to actually do it, and you would have to play the game, and you would have to play the game enough that you would have contributed to other people playing their game, either by being an active part of stuff, being out there in space, mining and providing ores and stuff like that, or like manufacturing guns or things like that. You were providing something to other people at a reasonable level. And so, like, that's good. That's really good, and it really helps integrate your community. Like, it makes it feel like both a lived-in place, and it also feels rewarding to be there. And I've never seen any other MMO do that, which is a darn shame. Because, like, having that just be a direct conversion, which also does lead to some hilarious crap, because since we know, you know, this item equates to this much real-world dollars, we can do a conversion of in-game currency to how much fucking money you just lost because your ship blew up. Which has led to some real funny stuff. Like, let me tell you, when you find out that, you know, a fight started because someone forgot to pay rent and $42,000 worth of ships just blew the fuck up, great. Like, that's fun. And man, just like the human drama of like stuff that happens in that game is so cool, and so like, you know, why watch Game of Thrones when you can just read about what happens in Eve? Like, you want to find out about some of those like you know, like scams where you get people to do stuff for you and things like that, and just people manipulation. Eve is a masterclass at just fucking with people. Like, holy cow, some of those guys are nuts. Oops. And even some of them, like, you know, it has a lot of like real world application as far as like countries and diplomatic stuff, because like obviously these are not, you know, well, some of them are, but not everybody is like high-class wordsmiths out there and stuff like that. But like, you know, egging on people, not necessarily doing anything, but you suddenly got an influx of like high-end ships over here at the nearby area or stuff like that. You know, that is real-world actions. That's how some of these things do. And so studying these lunatics and watching what they do in Eve is actually useful. You know, it's similar to the that plague that happened in World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that was cool.
That was really neat. Like, that actually, before the fucking around with the API thing, some scientific groups and stuff like that were actually using Twitter for studies, both like seeing how people react to things and, you know, watching how data flows and stuff like that. Like, it was actually a viable research source just because you had such access to large quantities of people in basically what you'd consider the wild. Because like, people on Twitter and Facebook and places like that have been kind of raised to say the quiet part out loud.
Yeah.
And just completely open their mouth and say whatever they're actually feeling or thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, obviously there are some people who try to use that to manipulate, but most people just say what's on their mind or say what's happening. And so that's just really useful data. Like,
they also use Google for that too. When people search.
Like, because that lets you study a lot. So there was a lot of lamenting the fact that just the stupid API changes were being a nuisance. And it hasn't really affected anything
Like, it hasn't affected any of the problem children.
Well, they want the problem children.
Mm-hmm. Like, right now, they are trying to bring a lawsuit against 4 individuals, possibly, or companies, because they said that, like, you know, when they were trying to claim that they were being DDoSed and stuff?
Yeah.
They were also saying that these, you know, automatic data scrapers were attacking us, basically, and were, you know, doing automated sign-up stuff. And so they're suing 4 IP addresses. They don't know who's at the IP addresses. They don't know if it's an individual, a company, or what. So they're trying to sue the IP addresses and hope to get, like, a person behind them to sue. And,
Could that even work?
well, the idea is that when they sue it, they can then, they could then force the disclosure of the identity. Like, if they sue the IP address, then they can make the internet providers tell them who it is that they're suing. But the way the clown show has been of late, I'm legit expecting that to be their IP addresses. There's 4 of them. I give it at least 1 being their own IP address.
I would say yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, having him just be like, we should sue. Well, sir, no, we're gonna sue. We'll sue them. How dare they do this? They were almost messing with us. Blah blah blah. Sir, that one's our own. That's our sign-up service.
I would probably say yeah.
I really want to just like, no, let this play out. Ah, man. Never has someone with less of a fundamental understanding of something.
Yep. Rich people are stupid.
Oh, God.
Or at least they're allowed to be.
Just go get in the submarine. Just leave us all alone.
Go get in a submarine, I like that.
That's gonna be my default, like, go away from now on. It's just gonna be like...
It's got too many syllables, though. Go implode.
Right. Durgan.
Yep, I'm almost done.
Why does Durgan laugh?
I don't know.
Durgan,
I don't control this shit.
Durgan mocks. That's a really expressive like, mockery. It's too silly for a vicious mockery. Man, my vicious mockeries never fucking worked in that campaign.
It's because you're bad at it.
I should have kept, like, stats on how many times that fucking attack missed.
It's because you're bad at it. Your puds are horrible and you should feel bad.
1 damage.
Exactly. See?
I know, I have
I'm better at it.
disadvantage on it. Like, really one's terrible.
Alright. I think I forgot to do the pathetic on the last one. Not me.
Hey. Oh, on the jubblies?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hidden.
Two pathetics today, apparently. Everyone's pathetic.
Well, people do stupid shit. They need to get told, I guess. Plus, it's just a fun meme.
Alright, let's arrange everybody.
Aurora Borealis? In my room? At this time of day? apparently, because of all the smoke and everything else, the Aurora Borealis is going to be farther south than it usually is.
Yeah. I imagine a lot of people are going to be calling in about it.
Oh, God.
Remember when the power went out in a lot of New York and people were calling the police because they thought aliens were invading because there was no noise pollution in the sky, so you could see all the stars for once?
Yeah. I agree. That's so sad. It's true though. I wonder if if Canada's still on fire, come to think of it. I don't actually know. Have the Canada fire stopped? There are currently 908 active fires burning in Canada. 576
so I'll take that as a no.
Classified as out of control as of 3 days ago.
That's a no, I would think.
That's a no. Oof. Well, there we go. We've learned
now
a thing.
You know.
Bobble-eyed bard. He looks like one of those little balls that you like squeeze it and the parts blorp out a bit.
Alright, let's make this bigger.
Aw, thanks. She is a
thank
amazing
you.
drawer.
God, I hope that wasn't posted a while ago because I wasn't paying much attention.
No, that just happened.
The chat was a little quiet, so I wasn't paying attention.
No, that happened.
I was concentrating on my art. My super, like, just look at Bard, so advanced.
Pathetic.
Oh. So many pathetics today.
Yeah. I'm surprised Melissa hasn't wanted one and just have her looking at Wizards of the Coast.
Legit. Alright. And we save.
Woo!
Even I was still on time too. I've been going faster lately.
Excuse.
Alright, there we go. Alright, everybody, that's the last for today. And I believe that's all for this month, unless we get like a sneaky person later on. So next weekend, unless I change my mind, we're going to be working on my VTuber. Yay! If not, I'll have some other art to work on, I'm sure. I always have some art somewhere. It never stops.
Yeah.
But I'll see y'all then. Have a good night.
Have a good night.